2021 season. The first time around, the Barnstormers took 2 out of 3. Last weekend, it was rather unpleasant. Every game was very lopsided in the 3-game series last weekend. The Barnstormers came up on the short end of 2 of those games, 16-0 and 18-7. Tonight, the one guy who did win for the Barnstormers last weekend, Niall Ball, will take the hill. Ball giving the Barnstormers their longest shutout effort of the season. He worked 7 scoreless innings. He was in steady trouble, but managed to make the right pitch at the right time. Getting out of it, he allowed 12 base runners in his 7 innings of work, and not one of them crossed the plate. Ball 1 and 2 with a 4.70 earned run average. His mound opponent in that game was Carl Bryce, and he will match up with Bryce again this evening. The right-hander coming in overall in the Atlantic League this year with a record of 1 win and 1 loss and an earned run average of 7.00. That is the matchup here this evening. It is also the night that Blake Galen has rejoined the ball club. He is in the Barnstormers starting lineup as the designated hitter tonight. He returned from the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo last night. He told me earlier today he had an absolute blast, an experience that he will cherish for the rest of his life. He had 5 hits for Team Israel in the Olympic Games. Now here are the starting lineups for the opener of this 3-game series. Cesar Trejo will lead off. He will be in left field. The shortstop batting second is Michael Baca. Ruby Silva is in center field batting third. The cleanup hitter is the right fielder David Harris. Alex Crosby is batting fifth, playing first base. The third baseman batting sixth is Josh McAdams. Zach Collier will bat seventh and serve as the DH. The catcher hitting eighth is Joe DeLuca, and Kent Blackstone is the second baseman. He is batting in the number 9 slot for Southern Maryland here tonight. For the Barnstormers, Caleb Gindel leading off in right field. Blake Alleman will bat second and play second base. Blake Galen is the designated hitter batting third. Then Alejandro De Aza will bat cleanup and play center field. The left fielder batting fifth is Trayvon Robinson. Kelly Dugan is at first base batting sixth. Anderson De La Rosa will catch and bat seventh. Jake Hoover will make another start at third base. He's batting in the eighth slot. And Clea Luis Rendon is the shortstop. He is batting ninth. On the hill will be Niall Ball at 1 and 2 with a 4.70 earned run average. Our umpiring crew this evening has Buzz Albert behind the plate. Ian Pittenger is the first base umpire, and over at third base will be Eric Carmona. Barnstormers home for 3, then they take to the road for 6 games beginning on Tuesday. The first destination simply across the river to take on the York Revolution, and then it will be the Long Island Ducks for the following 3. The Barnstormers will return home to take on the Ducks this month. The Barnstormers are in and out. Come September, mostly away games for this Barnstormers ball club. The Barnstormers hit the field. Blake Alleman leading the charge out of the dugout. The Barnstormers are wearing their white jerseys this evening with red trim. Southern Maryland is wearing the dark blue with light blue sleeves. Barnstormers and the Blue Crabs here tonight. Right now we're going to send you down to the field and our national anthem.
And its flag. To perform our national anthem, please welcome McKenna Donaldson.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through
our national anthem this evening at Clipper Magazine Stadium as these two ball clubs get ready to duke it out for a 3-game weekend series. A beautiful night for baseball. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s here today, and no clouds in the sky for the start of our game this evening. The wind is blowing out to right field. We could see relatively high scores. Not that this season has needed any assistance from the elements. Last weekend, the Barnstormers in the 3-game series here against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs scored a total of 16 runs, not nearly enough. Southern Maryland came out and struck for 36 runs in that 3-game set. The Barnstormers coming off a 17-12 decision, a win over the York Revolution last night. This is the 10th opportunity now for the Barnstormers to get back above 500. The last time the team was there, they were 11-10 about 3 weeks into the month of June. They lost to the Long Island Ducks, ended up losing 4 in a row and sliding to 11-14. And ever since then, they have touched 500 on 9 different occasions, but haven't been able to climb over the 500 barrier. And I'm talking about the season, but it will be this half as well as the season, since the Barnstormers ended the first half with a record of 30-30. They're 1-1 here in the second half. Southern Maryland is 30-28, not quite finished with the first half because they've got a couple of games to make up. And in the second half, the Blue Crabs are also a win and a loss, having split the last 2 against the Long Island Ducks. Cesar Trejo leading off for the Blue Crabs here this evening. Trejo is batting .296 with 6 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Defensively for the Barnstormers, Jake Hoover again at third, Clay Luis Rendon at short. Blake Allemond is at second, and the first baseman is Kelly Dugan. Trayvon Robinson, Alejandro De Aza, Caleb Gindley outfield from left to right. Ball's first pitch is down and away, and we are started here this evening. Ball 1, no strikes on Trejo. He had a decent series here last weekend. Next offering from Ball is ripped foul down the third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Michael Baca, the shortstop, waits on deck. Anderson De La Rosa is catching Niall Ball this evening. Ball from Decatur, Georgia, 5'11", 207-pounder, making his 5th Lancaster Barnstormer start. So Trejo, 1-1. It darts off the outside corner for ball 2, 2-1. Ball has thrown 23 innings. He's allowed 22 hits, 12 earned runs. He has walked 20, and he has struck out 14. 1-2 with a .470 ERA. The Trejo 2-1 pitch is hit high to right center field. This one is trouble. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. Another home run by an opposing hitter here at Clipper Magazine Stadium in the 2021 season in Southern Maryland, which scored 18 last Friday night, 16 on Sunday afternoon. Is out to the fast start this evening with the 7th home run of the season for Trejo. The Blue Crabs leading by a score of 1-0. And the home run numbers for the Barnstormers staff here at home are nothing short of poor. They have given up now 71 home runs on their own diamond here this season against largely right-handed hitting lineups. Michael Baca, the shortstop, will come to the plate. He's batting .249 with 2 home runs and 20 runs batted in. The motion by Ball, the first pitch, is looped foul out of play off to the right, and it's 0-1. So right away, any thoughts for Ball to repeat his shutout efforts of last Saturday come to a halt. Now it is about limiting the damage. 0-1. Outside and low. I feel like a broken record with that adage this season, but it bears to be true on almost a nightly basis. Ball to Baca, 1-1. That is low. And a 2-ball and 1 strike count. On the road, the Barnstormers have only given up 30 homers. 2-1 delivery. Ball 3 is outside and low. 3-1 on Baca. Ruby Silva, who had a 7 RBI game last weekend here, is in the on-deck area. 3-1. Ball goes back to work on Baca, and that gets chased. A swing and a miss. And we go to 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Ball touched by the home run, hit to that short alley in right center field, which gives up so many. Baca 3-2 pitch. It's rolled out ahead of the plate. On it is De La Rosa, and a clean throw to first retires Baca 2-3. 1 man down, and Silva will step in. Ruby overall batting .309 with 9 homers and 38 knocked in. A home run, a triple, 4 hits, and 7 runs batted in for Silva just 5 days ago. And they made him the K-Man tonight. They really love just jumping into the flooded rivers. Lashed up the middle and a base hit into center field. Silva aboard on a 1-out single. And David Harris, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Harris at .262 with 10 homers and 43 driven in. Infield for the Barnstormers will set up at double play depth. Rendon and Alamond have been very adept at turning the double plays, just as Rendon and Mercedes had been. 1 out, 1 on. You also cannot discount the possibility of Ruby Silva running. He has 6 stolen bases. He's been caught once. Joe Walsh coaching over at first base. And Ray Ortega is in the third base box. Throw to first. Not dangerous at all for Silva. He is back in standing. Defense largely straight away, maybe slightly to the left here against Harris. Ball will work to the plate. He's high. Oh, it's a called strike on the delay. 0-1, the count on Harris. .300 down the right field line, 320 to left, 400 straightaway center. Ball deals over to first base. Silva is back in. And yet another throw. Ball is working over Silva. This from the Gabriel Moya school of pitching. It's all about the hitter as much as it is the base runner. 0-1 to Harris. Ball deals a breaking ball and stays inside. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out, 1 on, and 1 run home for Southern Maryland as we play the top half of the first inning. Last Friday night, the Blue Crabs scored 9 in the first inside off the glove of De La Rosa, but he is on it quickly. Silva holds his ground over at first. 2 balls and a strike to Harris. On Sunday, the middle innings were the culprits, though the Blue Crabs did score 2 in the first. The first 3 innings have been bad for the Barnstormers all season long, having given up now a total of 228 runs in those first 3 innings. Breaking ball and strike 2 to the outer corner. Harris batting at 2-2 now. Ball has to pitch a little bit differently than he did Saturday evening. The same will be true with Bryce. These 2 ball clubs have just faced the opposing pitcher tonight a few days back. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 is outside and low. De La Rosa went to throw down to first. Silva had not wandered far. Harris batting at 3-2. The left-handed hitting Alex Crosby waits on deck. Ball peers over toward first base. Silva takes off. The 3-2 is strike 3 called. De La Rosa's throw sails into center field, however. And Silva races around third. He'll pull up there. It'll be a stolen base, and it's call it interference or obstruction on the part of the batter. And that will cause Silva to be out as well. It's a double play. He impeded the throw of Anderson De La Rosa in the eyes of Buzz Albert. And that could explain why De La Rosa's throw was 15 feet above the head of the coverage. Now Stan Clyburn will carry on the argument. In the inning, it's a run on 2 hits with no errors and nobody left on base as Clyburn gives Buzz Albert a piece of his mind, and Buzz starts to give it back. This could get interesting as we go there, ongoing with the discussion that Silva automatically out with the 3rd strike. Bat getting in the way of Anderson De La Rosa's throw, bat or the body getting in the way of De La Rosa's throw. Clyburn is livid. We'll go to a commercial break and be back with the bottom half of the 1st inning, 1-0 Southern Maryland.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Tall right-hander Carl Bryce on the hill for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The Barnstormers faced him last Saturday and picked up the win. Bryce is 6'4" and 195 pounds out of Jackson, Mississippi. About 2.5 weeks down the road, he will flip the calendar page and turn 28. Bryce last Saturday gave up 6 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned in 5 innings of work. Anderson De La Rosa got to him for the grand slam. The Barnstormers really only could manage any accomplishments in 2 different innings. Devon Torrance with a bases-loaded comebacker that stunned Bryce and he threw it away, responsible for 3 runs in the 1st inning. De La Rosa with the grand slam in the 3rd. Gendel, Alleman, and Galen stepping in for the Barnstormers against Bryce here this evening. Overall, a right-hander is making his 3rd start of the season, his 19th appearance. He's 1-1 in 27 innings. He has allowed 23 hits, 25 runs, 21 earned. He's walked 30, and he has struck out 29. Gendel will check in. It's not been the best of homestands for Caleb, but he did pick up a couple of hits last night in the series finale against the York Revolution. 5 for 24 now on the homestand. The motion and the pitch. Gendel goes first pitch swinging and pops it up into shallow right field. It will be Harris coming in, calling off Blackstone. He makes the catch. Gendel flies out, 1 down. And Blake Alleman, the second baseman, will check into the batter's box. Alleman is having a very good homestand, and he loves to hit against York anyway. But he is batting .320 on this homestand with 5 extra base hits and 7 runs batted in. This is the 7th game of the homestand. 1 out, nobody on base, and Alleman will take a strike to the inside corner. It's 0-1. Blake Galen is on deck. Good to see Blake back, but it was also good to follow him on the television. Just a little bit outside, and Alleman bats at 1 apiece. 1 out, nobody on. A run across in the top half of the 1st inning for Southern Maryland. To Alleman, here's the 1-1 pitch, line drive, and a diving effort by the second baseman. Blackstone can't get there. Alleman to board with the 1-out single into right field. And Blake Galen left us hitting a 2-run homer against Southern Maryland. His final at bat before he made the trip overseas. What can he do upon his return? 5 for 20 in the Olympics was Galen. His team Israel went 1-4 in the tournament. .273 as a Barnstormer this year with 9 homers. He's knocked in 47. Bryce will deliver, and Galen takes a ball high and outside, 1-0. Center fielder Alejandro De Aza waits on deck. Galen reinserted into the number 3 slot in the batting order, bumping everybody else for a while, back down 1. Galen swings and hits a high fly ball right field. He got under it too much, though. David Harris is just in front of the track to make the catch. Both Gindel and Galen fly out to right field against Carl Bryce. Alejandro De Aza will step in. De Aza at 316. He has 5 home runs, and he has driven in 39. He was 4 for 16 against York this week, and that was in a 3-game series, as there were a couple of very high-scoring games, and one went to extra innings against the Revs. Alleman still the runner at first base with 2 outs. De Aza stands in. Alleman takes off. The pitch is high. The throw is wide. And Alleman is in with his 5th stolen base of the season. DeLuca might have had a chance to get him, although Alleman seemed to have gotten off to a pretty good jump. But the throw was to the shortstop side of the bag. And with that, all hope was lost of nabbing Blake Alleman. 1 ball, no strikes to De Aza as the Barnstormers hope a single can now pick up a run. Bryce is ready, and De Aza takes ball 2. Trayvon Robinson, coming off a multi-homer game last night, waits on deck. 2 balls and no strikes to Alejandro. Defense plays him straight away, and what else can you do? Alleman leads from second. Here comes the 2-0. And De Aza pulls this into right field. He's got a base hit. Making the play is Harris. He's going to throw home. We've got a play. Sliding around behind the tag is Alleman. An RBI base hit for Alejandro De Aza. The Barnstormers have tied the game at 1 here in the bottom half of the first inning. 40th run batted in for De Aza this season. And Trayvon Robinson will come to the plate. Robinson, 268 with 8 home runs after clubbing a pair against York last night. He has driven in 38 for the season. De Aza becomes the 4th Barnstormer to reach 40 runs batted in, joining Gindel, Galen, and Dugan. 2 outs with the runner at first base. Robinson, big swing and a miss against Bryce. It is 0-1. Trayvon has been all but completely stifled by Southern Maryland this year. He's 1 out of 23 in the season series. He has knocked in a couple of runs, however. De Aza leading off first. He stole his 8th last night to Robinson. Swinging a foul off to the left. And very quickly, Bryce is ahead here at no balls and 2 strikes. Kelly Dugan, the first baseman, coming off a perfect night last night. He reached base all 6 plate appearances. He waits on deck. 1-1 our score, bottom half of the first inning. So no 16-0 Southern Maryland lead as they did twice last weekend in this one. I threatened Stan with bodily harm. Just kidding, of course, if it happened again. 1, because I am very fond of Stan. I consider him one of my better friends in this industry. And 2, he's a lot stronger than I am, so I couldn't do anything anyway. No balls and 2 strikes. To Robinson, high and tight. Trayvon has to scramble. Alejandro De Aza with the RBI single to tie the score. The stolen base, critical to the inning. The Barnstormers otherwise would have runners at first and third and still be longing to get the run home. Robinson awaits the 1-2. Bryce comes set. And the pitch gets to the backstop. Kicking out to DeLuca, but no chance for a play on De Aza. That will be a wild pitch, charged to Bryce. Now a base hit could produce a second Lancaster run. Robinson up there at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers have 8 players in the starting lineup tonight with 30 or more runs batted in. This is the 63rd game of the season. That's pretty remarkable when you stop to think about it. 2-2 to Robinson. Fly ball off to the left side and foul up to the rooftop. We continue at 2-2 on the Barnstormers left fielder. Two fly balls to right and two singles pulled to right by the previous lefty batters that have stepped in. De Aza leading off second to Robinson. 2-2 is hit high in the air to shallow right center field. Camping under is Silva for the catch to end the inning. The Barnstormers tie it up with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and De Aza left stranded at second base. We're at the end of an inning with the score. The Lancaster Barnstormers won and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs won.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Come to the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event for great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology like pedestrian detection.
Lease the 2021 IS300 all-wheel drive for $379 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details. Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
Each team scoring a run in the first inning of play. Alex Crosby, Josh McAdams, and Zach Collier will step in the top half of inning 2 for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Leadoff home run by Trejo, putting the Southern Maryland run on the board. The Barnstormers respond with a single by Blake Allemond, who then stole second base and came across on a single into the right field corner by Alejandro De Aza. Here is Crosby, whose average is lifted to .316, 6 home runs and 32 runs batted in. The Barnstormers this weekend once again missed Daryl Thompson. That's 2 weekends in a row. They're going to have to re-examine the schedule because for the Barnstormers to get through a series against Southern Maryland without facing Daryl Thompson and without having rain, the concepts are just too much for me to bear right now. And both could easily happen this weekend. We know we're not scheduled to face Thompson, and there's 0 rain in the forecast. That won't hold. Ball 1 is high and outside to Crosby, 1-0. You could call up the weather forecasters at Channel 8 and say Southern Maryland's in town. Enough said. Bouncer to second, easy play for Allemond. That retires Crosby, 1 away in the second. Josh McAdams, the third baseman, will come to the plate. It is amazing the difference that 2 weekends made for McAdams. He was frustrated. He struck out, leaving runners all over Clipper Magazine Stadium on the previous visit. He comes back here last weekend and goes 9 for 15 with 3 homers and 7 runs batted in. Stepping in here with 1 out, nobody on base against Niall Ball. Niall deals and reaches the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike on the third baseman McAdams. Former Barnstormer Zach Collier waits on deck. I always enjoy catching up with him, as I did earlier today. A ball is low, 1-1. Also had the chance to see Matt Hibbert for the first time all year. I was talking with Jake Luce as well. Entire contingent of former Barnstormers who play outfield for Southern Maryland. Glad to report that there were no lasting ramifications for the beating that Hibbert took last weekend. Says he still has a little bit of swelling in the lip, and that is pretty much all. Didn't lose any teeth. Got it in the jaw. Smashed to right field, and McAdams is at it again. A 1-out single the third hit for Southern Maryland tonight.
Number 8, the
Here is
designated
Collier,
hitter,
the designated hitter. Zach's batting .310 with 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Collier, a huge role on that great 2015 second half Barnstormers team. We were reminiscing about that, the team that went 41-16 down the stretch. Perhaps the best run that a Barnstormers team has ever been on. Up there, 06 and 12 and the stretch drive for the final month or so of 2014. 1 out, runner at first base. Ball throws over and McAdams dives back in. He has 1 steal and has been caught once. McAdams is a pretty large fellow at 6'4", 230. You wouldn't expect the speed, but then again, Dave Parker was about that size, and look what he could do, especially in the early days. McAdams out to a secondary lead. The pitch comes home, and it's high to Collier. Ball 1 and no strikes. 1-1 our score in the second inning here. Josh McAdams, the runner at first base. Collier, the DH tonight, standing in. Barnstormers turned an unusual double play back in the first inning. Off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss. 1-1, the count to Collier. Joe DeLuca is on deck. He has had a couple of very nice weekend series here in Lancaster. One ball, 1 strike. And Collier hits it on the ground to the shortstop. Underhanded feed to Alamund, who drops the throw, and all hands are safe. Alamund was trying to rush the double play, I would think, and failed to handle the throw, and you hope this does not lead to a catastrophic inning. Rendon will get the assist there, and Alamund the error, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the truth. Runners are at first and second, 1 out. One of the great things about being back home in the middle broadcast booth at Clipper Magazine Stadium, right behind home plate, is that I'm next to the official scorer, and I can get the rulings immediately instead of having to wait for them to be posted online. Here is the switch-hitting catcher DeLuca, 281 with 4 homers, 28 runs batted in. The Barnstormers did not make certain of the force out. And now Ball has to work out of a first and second 1-out jam. I don't know there would have been time to double up Collier. There might have been. There's a bunt foul. De La Rosa jumped on it and was looking for a force out at third, but it was quite obviously a foul ball. No balls and 1 strike to DeLuca. He's hit .370 on the year against the Barnstormers. Brandon Butcher and Jake Marshall, the other 2 catchers, do not see much action behind the plate. DeLuca, the native of the Albany, New York area, has become a stalwart back there. Big man, 6'3", 235. No balls and 1 strike. And Ball spins, trying to bluff the lead runner McAdams back to second base, and McAdams gave him no ground or no credence whatsoever because he knew that he could beat Rendon there. So he didn't budge. Swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. Nile has DeLuca at 0-2. Kent Blackstone, the second baseman, is on deck. He can be dangerous, as the Barnstormers found out last weekend. He had a grand slam here. Barnstormers overall lead the season series 5-4 against the Blue Crabs. 0-2 pitch is low. Runner goes. The throw is high at third base. And in there with the front end of the double steal is McAdams. Collier in on the back end, and runners are now at second and third. De La Rosa's throw to Jake Hoover was high, and it's ball 1 and 2 strikes. Kent Blackstone, the second baseman, is in the on-deck circle. First base open here, but with the count of 1 and 2, Ball would like to go for the jugular. McAdams got a good start. De La Rosa rushed the throw, and it was saved realistically by Jake Hoover. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on DeLuca after ball misses outside. 1-1 our score, playing the second inning. Top portion thereof here tonight. Ball peering in, getting the sign once more from Anderson De La Rosa. This is a big pitch. You do have the open base. And a DeLuca 2-2. That is a smash fair inside the bag at first, down the right field line. 2 runs will score easily. McAdams and Collier are home, and into second base with a stand-up double is DeLuca as he puts his team on top by the score of 3-1. The Barnstormers paying the price for the error at second base. I don't know if there was time for the double play, but there was definitely time for at least one. And the scenario might be altogether different. Ball could even be out of this inning were it not for the error. Instead, 2 runs are on the board, and there's a man at second, still just 1 out, and the batter is Kent Blackstone. It's even more imperative with the pitching and the extended difference, the extended distance from the mound to home plate, which has that created any effect? I guess time will tell. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. It is 1-1. But you still, given the high scores of these games, you've got to make the plays defensively. It's tough to cover them. It's much tougher to cover an error than it's been in the past. And it's going to pile up against you. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blackstone with a pop-up foul out of play. Make it 1-2. The run scored by McAdams will be unearned. Collier's run is going to probably be earned eventually. Tough to say that, though. 1-2. You could give Ball the benefit of the doubt. 2-2. You give the Barnstormers the force out, and it's 2 outs, Collier at first. You have to say he steals second because he did, and then the run is earned. But there now should be 2 outs in the inning, and there's only 1. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Ball will come to the plate, and Blackstone will ground it to Allemond. He will deal to first. That will be out number 2 with DeLuca heading to third. And at the top of the order, Cesar Trejo will step in. Trejo with the leadoff home run. Ball was able to get out of jams last Saturday. He faced trouble virtually every inning, but he was getting the leadoff batter. He did in this inning and could have been out of it, or at worst give up just 1 run. To Trejo, breaking pitch back to the inside corner for strike 1. Southern Maryland 3, Lancaster 1 in the top of inning 2. DeLuca up the line from third. Ball goes back to the curveball, and this time it doesn't reach the inside corner. Ball 1 and strike 1. It keeps you in suspense for a while. He throws it. You know it's coming, but sometimes it gets there, sometimes it doesn't. Hitters seem loath to try and go after it. 1-1. Low and gloved by De La Rosa. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cesar Trejo. Michael Baca, the shortstop, waits on deck. Trejo, the 10th batter to face Ball over the first couple of innings tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball, strike 2. Gets the knees. 2-2 the count here. Lancaster with Dugan, De La Rosa, and Hoover stepping in the lower half of the second inning. Ball ready to go, and a Trejo 2-2. This ball is laced to deep left center, but playable. Fading back is DeAza for the catch. It will end the inning, but not before Southern Maryland picks up 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner is left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second. It is now Southern Maryland 3 and the Barnstormers 1.
back our boy Blake Galen from the Olympics. Thank you, Blake, for representing Team Israel, because it's always sunshine and
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
The Barnstormers once again needing to play catch up. It is an event, condition that they face every night, seemingly. And they have become very, very adept at playing from behind. Dugan, De La Rosa, and Hoover to face Carl Bryce in the bottom of inning 2. The Barnstormers down by a pair. Kelly Dugan with 3 singles last night. He also walked twice and was hit by a pitch. 6 times he reached base in the game. Bryce's pitch, high and tight. Kelly wondering what he did to everybody. Ball 1-0. Dugan with a couple of home runs in this season series. Fastball is there. The count levels at 1 each. One of these days, you'd like to see the Barnstormers be the team that jumps out ahead early. They have done it, but only about a third of the games do the Barnstormers actually score the first run. Dugan gets jammed, pops this up. Third base side. Coming over is McAdams into foul territory. He is there. It's a big out for Bryce starting off the bottom of the second, getting rid of Dugan, who's been swinging the bat well. Anderson De La Rosa steps in, batting .262. 4 home runs for Della and 36 runs batted in. A man who just recently, last Sunday, in fact, celebrated a birthday and turned 37. You wouldn't know it the way he plays the game. 1 out, nobody on. All the outs have been in the air for Bryce so far. De La Rosa gets out of the way quickly. It's ball 1, no strikes. The latest arrival among position players, Jake Hoover, waits on deck. .1-0, fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. Looking down to the on-deck area, I see that the Hoover nameplate was found from Brian Hoover, a utility infielder we had a few years ago. They're not related at all. Totally different parts of the country. De La Rosa tries to hold on the swing and can't. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Lancaster catcher. Brian Hoover was from Georgia. Jake Hoover is from Michigan. (1-2). De La Rosa with a swing and another fly ball lifted to right field, and another easy play for Harris. That is his 3rd putout of the night. Jake Hoover will step in. Hoover in his Atlantic League debut last night went 1 for 2 with a double. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch. His double was instrumental in the Barnstormers win. It came with the bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the third inning after York had just scored 3 runs. Lined down the right field line. 2 outs, nobody on. Bryce succeeding in getting the fly ball outs. A strike to Hoover on the inside corner. Clea Luis Rendon, the shortstop, waits on deck. Lancaster down by 2 in the bottom half of the second inning. The Barnstormers just a club that can't gain traction and put together a long winning streak. Hoover, a fly ball down the right field line, but that will fade foul. 0-2. 1 4-game winning streak this year, 1 5-game losing streak. And both are in the Wayback Machine. To Hoover, low and away. And to the backstop, but it doesn't matter. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. The 4-game winning streak for the Barnstormers. The final 2 games at Southern Maryland, the first 2 games at York. So it was June 12th to 16th. Hoover awaits the 1-2. Ball 2 below the knees. And the 5-game losing streak pretty much was on the heels of that. June 19th to 24th. Lancaster has just been bobbing around the 500 mark ever since then. 2-2, 3-2. Hoover looking to reach base here. He'll take the walk if that's what Bryce wants to give him. Clea Luis Rendon, the on-deck hitter, another guy Southern Maryland has pitched to very, very well this season. The payoff is coming to Hoover. 3-2 pitch is hit toward right center field. Galloping over Silva. He'll be there, and all 6 outs for Bryce have been in the air. The Barnstormers trying to attack the right field wall, but nobody's getting any distance. We'll go to the 3rd inning now with the score. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 3 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 1.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Come to the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event for great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology like pedestrian detection.
Lease the 2021 NX300 all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details. Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
Street and Bethlehem, PA. Their integrity and experience have earned them thousands of loyal customers.
Niall Ball will be facing Michael Baca, Ruby Silva, and David Harris. We advance to the 3rd inning of baseball here tonight. Southern Maryland with 4 hits off of Ball and 3 runs. The error was instrumental in scoring one of the runs last inning. With the exception of Dugan, who fouled out in the opposite direction. Every Barnstormers batter has hit the ball to the right side in this game. And it's resulted in 2 singles and 5 fly ball outs to right or right center. Baca tapped out in front of the plate his first time up. A check swing, and he held, says the first base umpire Pittenger. It's ball 1 and no strikes. Wind blowing out toward right field. I don't think Trejo needed the help, but maybe a little. Called strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1. It has certainly not pushed any of the Barnstormers fly balls to the wall. 1-1 delivery. Baca holds but takes a second strike at the top of the zone. Now we get to 1-2. De Aza cheats a bit toward right center field, a step or two more with the second strike in the count. Ball yanks it past everything. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Is it me, or have we seen a lot more of that this season than ever in the past? Except perhaps for the infamous intentional walk wild pitches of 2007 to about 2010. There were actually 3 of those. The breaking ball misses outside. Ball 3 and 2 strikes. That one looked pretty good from back here. Payoff is due. Baca awaits the offering from ball 3-2. Ground ball left side into the hole. Sliding stop, Rondon. His throw is wild, however, and ends up in the Barnstormers dugout. That will be an infield base hit and a throwing error charged to Baca. Or not Baca, but Rondon rather, as Baca advances to second base. Rondon made a great stop, but his throw was almost halfway to home plate. Hopped into the Lancaster dugout. Runner in scoring position for Southern Maryland. Ruby Silva comes to the plate. Silva singled into center back in the first inning. Ball once again is in trouble. Rondon got there. He made a very good backhanded dig, but the throw wasn't remotely close to being lined up. It's one where ultimately you're better off holding the baseball. You want to try and get the out because outs seem to be at a premium, especially when the Barnstormers are at home. Bouncer foul off the bat of Silva. It is 0-1. Lights are on, but they haven't taken much control of the illumination on the field yet. The shadows have started to come in from left. Top half of the third inning. Last night at this stage, we were past 7:30. 0-1, and instead, ball turns and checks on Baca at second base. I just called to say I love you. Cue the Stevie Wonder tunes. 0-1. De La Rosa setting the target. Ball comes set. And there is a bunt and a good one. Ball will field and throw. That is just in time. Silva can get a sacrifice. Baca advances to third. David Harris struck out back in the first inning, but not only that, he got in the way of Anderson De La Rosa's throw to second on a steal attempt, and Silva was out as well. If you do that before 2 strikes in the count, you're out, and the runner gets sent back. Baca's over at third with 1 away. Harris goes reaching. It is 0-1. Southern Maryland with the 2-run lead, trying to extend it to 3 here in the third inning. The Barnstormers not making much headway so far against Bryce. Swing and a miss again. Ball attacking Harris with a fairly steady diet of breaking balls down and away. We'll see if he and De La Rosa go back there. The risk, of course, is that a pitch will get away and allow the run to score anyhow. 0-2. Here's the motion. Ball will go there again. It's a swing and a miss. De La Rosa with the stop and the tag. Harris once again falling victim to Niall Ball's breaking pitches. Alex Crosby now will step in. Crosby, the left-handed hitter. McAdams, the last 2 weekends, showing a penchant for beating up on Barnstormers pitching. So what do? I guess you attack the lefty. Crosby 0 for 1 here tonight. He had the game-winning 3-run double 3 Saturdays ago in the pouring rain. Ball starts him off with a breaking pitch down and in. Crosby lets it go. It's ball one, no strikes. Southern Maryland up by 2. Ball with a chance to get out of this third inning. Here's a 1-0, popped up. Coming back is De La Rosa, but he doesn't have a shot at it. A ball and a strike. 6:30 again tomorrow night, 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon for the remainder of the homestand. One ball, one strike. The windup, ball to the plate, and it's popped up again, and once more coming straight back. Fans sitting behind the plate are thinking that one might roll back down, but it cleared. Ball has Crosby at 1-2. What is the approach here? Up the line from third is Baca. Ball waiting on the signal from De La Rosa, and they take too long. Crosby gets a respite. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's the motion. Ball to the plate, and that is stung foul down the right side and eventually up into the seats. Continuing at a ball and 2 strikes on Alex Crosby. Ball ready to go once more. The pitch fired inside and low. So it is 2-2. Again, a walk here is not devastating, but you'll have to figure out a way to get through McAdams. Two-two. Breaking pitch popped up. De La Rosa again starts back, but this will be over the screen. Into the crowd, just a couple of rows back this time. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crosby against ball continues. 2 outs, runner at third. This is a big moment for the Barnstormers. Put a 0 on the board here. And they do not. Ball 3 is inside. De La Rosa thought they had it. He started to roll the ball back toward the mound. Thankfully, he didn't. That's a live ball. 3-2. Crosby digs back in. You're not forced to throw a strike here. You can get a fresh count against McAdams, but with the extra runner. Ground ball instead to second. Playable for Alleman. Another easy opportunity for the Lancaster second baseman, his 3rd assist of the game. Ball out of trouble in the top of the 3rd. Job well done on his end. No runs on a hit with 1 error, and the runner stranded at 3rd. We're in the midst of the 3rd inning with the score, Southern Maryland 3 and Lancaster 1.
Hey, $2 bill here, AKA the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Lancaster still down by 2 with Rendon, Gindel, and Alleman facing Bryce. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Everybody in the north is 1-1 after the first 2 games of this half. Lexington out to a 2-0 start, even though the Legends have been somewhat pulled apart. They no longer have Jordan Pacheco, who retired. DJ Peterson went to Cleburne. Cole Sturgeon went to Milwaukee in the American Association. But they still had enough to knock off High Point, and by a substantial margin in each of the first two games of the second half. Lea Luis Rendon leads off here in the third. Rendon 266 with 5 homers. He's driven in 37. The offense on this Lancaster ball club is incredibly distributed. You look at the starting lineup tonight. Gindel 53 runs batted in. Galen 47. DeAza now with 40. Dugan with 40. 38 for Robinson, 37 for Rendon, 36 for De La Rosa. High to Cleo for a ball, 1-0. Ladarius Clark is in the 30s, and generally doing that coming off the bench. 33 runs batted in for him. Rendon, 1-0 pitch fouled away. Ball 1 and strike 1. We talked so much about the mound moving back 1 foot. Darrell Thompson had no problem. He came out and threw 7 shutout innings against Long Island the other night. So it is doable. Ball 2 is down low. Rendon gains an edge at 2 balls and a strike. The Barnstormers looking to fire something up here in the third inning. Two and 1, and Rendon popped up on the left side. Another out in the air coming up. Cesar Trejo is there. All 7 outs have been via fly balls. Caleb Gindel will come back around. Are the Barnstormers going to be able to cure these ills the second time through the batting order? It very often happens that way. Gindel flied out to shallow right, starting off the night for Lancaster's offense. Alleman and Diazza with singles in the first inning. They were able to yank line drives into right. The right-hander Bryce into the motion, high and outside to Caleb. It's ball 1 and no strikes, with Allemond waiting on deck. Southern Maryland picked up a run in the first, 2 in the second. The Barnstormers got the 1 run back in the first inning, but they haven't answered the other 2. Gindel will look at ball 2. 2-0 to the right fielder. The shift is on against him. You'd love to see him bust it up. The 2-0 pitch fouled off. It is 2-1. But because of that extra foot, hitters are more likely to pull the ball. Swinging just a tad sooner, you would think. 2-1. Gindel is going to bunt over toward third, and Bryce will pick it up. No chance. That was brilliant. We've been waiting for him to do it. He breaks up the shift with a bunt single. Beautifully done, Mr. Gindel. If it's a little softer, Bryce might have a play. No opportunity at all for McAdams. Blake Alleman with a single back in the first inning stands in. 1 out and 1 on here in the third. Short lead for Gindel, held by Crosby, and the fastball is outside to Alleman. Ball 1, no strikes. Lancaster down by 2. If you've been following the 2021 season, that is common and anything but insurmountable. 1 ball, no strikes. High and outside, 2-0. The Barnstormers have a run differential that is a bit scary. They've been outscored by their opponents by 66 runs on the season, but some games get away from the Barnstormers, but if they're in the contest, they have had a great ability to rally late and win. 3-0. We've seen that in this homestand. Almond has the big edge. 3 balls, no strikes with Galen looming on deck. Here is the pitch. It is a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Almond bats 3-1. Gindle a runner at first base, so you've got the big hole on the right side. Blackstone shifted over a bit to cover some of it. Here's the 3-1. Almond swings, pulls this toward right center field. Sprinting over is Silva. He'll make the catch, and Gindle has to go back to first. A little bit off the end of Almond's bat. He didn't get a lot on it. And we have the 8th fly ball out. It brings on Galen, who flied to the front lip of the warning track back in the first inning. 3 putouts for Harrison Wright and 3 for Silva in center, 1 for the left fielder Trejo and 1 over at third base for McAdams on a foul ball. 2 outs with the runner on. Galen stands in. Bryce will deliver and be upstairs. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Lancaster down by 2. Still not really able to straighten anything out, level it out against Bryce. They're getting underneath everything. Throw to first, Gindle back in easily. Troy Steffi guiding him back over there. And Ross Peoples, of course, is over at third. Five hits for Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers now with 3. Blake Galen awaiting the 1-0. The set, the offering, ball 2 is high and outside. Much to Bryce's credit, he has not walked anyone so far tonight. He's averaged 10 walks per 9 innings on the season. Ordinarily, that would be awful in the Atlantic League this season. It's not so bad. The shift once again on at 2-0, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to Galen. Now his objective right now is to tie the score with the long ball, at least as long as he's ahead in the count. But he could try the bunt ploy as well and get Diaz up there. 2-1 to Galen. Bryce again sets the pitch. Galen gets underneath. This is popped up and playable. The first baseman is there. Crosby with the catch. And the Barnstormers again are turned away, getting underneath everything. Orville Redenbacher baseball, as I like to call it. Pop, pop, pop. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left at the end of 3. 3-1, Southern Maryland.
I believe we're ready to go. All right, so step on up. We got chicken number 1.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gochnauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gochnauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gochnauers.com. Thanks for your support.
Over to you, John, and let's go Stormers.
3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Southern Maryland. The Blue Crabs have stranded 2. The Barnstormers with a run on 3 hits, 2 errors, and also 2 runners left on base. We'll take a look at the rest of the Atlantic League scoreboard here tonight. York and West Virginia, bottom second with the Power leading 3-0. Gastonia 1-0 over Lexington in the top of the second. Long Island and High Point are scoreless in the bottom of the second. That's a matchup of the aces, Cooper Cassad and Joe Iorio down at Truist Point. Lexington with J.J. Hoover tonight against William Kerwin, and David Kubiak for West Virginia against Duke Van Schamen for the York Revolution. Fourth inning of baseball here, and Josh McAdams will lead off. McAdams laced a single into right field to kick off the two-run second inning, and then arrived safely at second base on the dropped throw as the Barnstormers tried to hustle a double play. 3-1. Ball looks in, gets the sign, and McAdams will take a pitch outside, ball one. Target was set toward the inside corner there. Bryce worked 7 innings last Saturday night. He is the last Barnstormer starter to go past the 4th inning. Foul ball into the screen. Nobody has finished the 4th inning since then. Now, as you look back at it, you need to note that Cody Boydston came out injured in his start after going 3 1/3. Back tightened up on him. He seems to be okay. 1 ball, 1 strike on McAdams. Ball is outside here. It is 2-1. Southern Maryland and Long Island, the two teams that have the most stable starting rotations. High Point does have Cassad. He has been terrific. York's got Nicely, who's helped out tremendously. 3-1. Sometimes all it takes is one guy who start in and start out can give you 6 or 7 innings, and it will really stabilize a ball club. The Barnstormers had it for a while with DeSabatino before his arm got sore. He will be back tomorrow night. He missed 1 turn. 3-2 now on McAdams after the swing and miss. Trying to get something brewing for Southern Maryland in the top half of the 4th. The motion, 3-2 coming, and McAdams will draw this game's first base on balls. A leadoff 6-pitch walk. Zach Collier will come to the plate. It was Collier who hit the ground ball to Rendon back in the 2nd inning that had a chance to be a double play, and the Barnstormers did not get an out at all. First of the 2 errors in the game. That one costly. The second one ultimately was not. McAdams aboard at first. He stole a base back in the 2nd inning after he was safe at second on the error. He went to third on the front end of a double steal. Collier takes ball 1 inside and low. It is 1-0. Meanwhile, Carl Bryce has gone through 3 innings without allowing a base on balls. That has been magnificent for him all year long. He struggled with his control. Ball is outside and falls behind 2-0. He's got to put another 0 or at worst 1 on the board before this game starts to get away. Lancaster on Tuesday was down 6-1 against York. That was not enough of a lead for the Revs. The Barnstormers came back and took that one 10-9. To the inside corner for a strike. It is 2-1. Then on Wednesday, York decided to build a much bigger lead and scored 8 runs in the 3rd to take a 9-1 edge. That was too much for the Barnstormers to overcome. And then last night, Lancaster actually led the entire way, although York caught up from a 12-3 deficit to make it 12-11. Pickoff at first base, and McAdams is gone this time. Ball with a terrific move nails Josh McAdams. 1 out, and Collier up there by himself. Ball has quick feet and a terrific move to first. I'm told that the Barnstormers signed Ball because of the recommendation of some of the interns here who looked at the analytics and thought this was a guy to pick up, and he has fared better than a lot have. Again, young and relatively inexperienced. 3 balls, 1 strike to Collier. 1 out, nobody on, top 4. And it is low, ball 4. Collier draws the second straight base on balls. His stolen base in the second inning was his 5th. Joe DeLuca will come to the plate. DeLuca with the 2-run double that broke the deadlock back in the second inning. Ross Peoples is going to take the time to make a mound visit. Ball is starting to have difficulty with his control here.
Fans, A&E Audiology is Lancaster's #1 choice for hearing healthcare.
So there's one on, one out again.
HaveBetterHearing.com and learn more. Also a reminder that it's code red.
And again, the Barnstormers will be looking to turn a double peg. Kent Blackstone, a lefty batter, is in the on-deck circle. 3-1 ball game. People's heading back to the dugout. So tonight, play around the Atlantic League seems to be relatively lower scoring. Last night, just about everything was a slugfest. And that's why you can't go on one night. Some of the numbers from last night were tweeted out. I saw this morning. As a matter of fact, my son picked up on the tweet that was out there, sent it to me about the 89 runs that scored in the Atlantic League last night. It's one night. Wait a week and see where we are. That's my view of this whole thing, the mound move. Let's just see what the numbers show at the end of a week. One out with a runner aboard. Ball to the plate. Inside and low on DeLuca. And Nile all of a sudden is struggling to find the strike zone. 1-0. Collier, the base runner. Wind starting to die down. The sun beginning to set. And there is a bank of clouds out to the west that I doubt mean anything, except they are muting the sunlight to some degree. Third baseman Hoover playing up slightly here. DeLuca batting 1-0, ball to the plate, and it's fouled into the padding. Ball 1 and strike 1 the count. Now what will the second half bring? 58 games to go, and hoping beyond hope that we get all of them in. Very proud of the Atlantic League to this point. We haven't had any COVID interruptions, and prayerfully and hopefully that will continue all the way through October. 1 strike with 1 out. Collier, the runner at first base, another throw over, and he dives back in. De La Rosa sets the target. Ball comes set, and it's way outside. Now 2-1. Right-hander from Decatur, Georgia. Went to junior college for a couple of years. Hoped to go, he told me, to either Alabama or Vanderbilt, and it didn't work out, so he went to the University of Missouri. 2-1 pitch, and DeLuca wraps that foul up the right side. We go to 2-2. Not much getting past Joe DeLuca in this ballpark over these past couple of weekends. Two balls, 2 strikes with Collier at first base, 1 out. Ball would love to get another ground ball to Allemond. 2-2 and a lob throw to first. One that looked a little different, but it was ultimately legal. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The set, the pitch, fouled back. Collier was trying to get a jump. He didn't go with the pitch. He went more with the contact there. 2 balls and 2 strikes still on Joe DeLuca. 1 out in the inning. The Barnstormers down by a pair here in the top of inning 4. Beautiful night at Clipper Magazine Stadium. We expect it to be very nice the rest of the weekend. And then the Barnstormers go to York. 2-2 pitch, punched out the center, and De Aza was way back there, so an easy single for Joe DeLuca. Collier moves to second. 2 men on with 1 out. Kent Blackstone stepping in. Blackstone grounded out to Alleman back in the second inning. Nothing but trouble all the way through tonight for Niall Ball. He hasn't caved and given up the big inning. 2 walks followed by kind of a jam shot single for DeLuca. But De Aza was playing against the power that DeLuca has displayed the past couple of visits here and had no chance to race in and make a play there. First and second with 1 out. Ball backing off momentarily. So some significant trouble in the top of the 4th. There is an escape route. Now to Blackstone, a foul to the screen. It is 0-1. But with the exception of David Harris, the other 8 Southern Maryland batters are not swinging and missing. They're fouling off 2 strike pitches and getting the ball in play, and some of them are getting in for base hits. The hits, 6 of them, reasonably scattered through this game. But now you add the walks this inning. Outside, off of De La Rosa's glove. For a moment, Collier thought about bolting ahead to third, but that, I think, would have been foolhardy, and he recognized it. Ball 1 and strike 1 to Kent Blackstone. Barnstormers and Southern Maryland in the first of 3 this weekend. The Barnstormers still have 3 visits to make to Regency Furniture Stadium. One. It is skied to center field. On is De Aza. Easy play for him. That is the second out. And it will turn the lineup back over to Trejo. Love Blackstone there. When the ball was caught, he was most of the way down the first baseline. He can't go all the way there in case something of a mishap should occur. He can't run past the runner DeLuca coming back in. So he initially pulled up short of first, and he's like, well, I got to make this look good. So he did a U-turn and at least went back and touched first base. So officially, he ran it out. Made no difference, but it looks better, I guess. 2 outs, 2 on. Trejo is in. He is homered and flied to center and takes this one to center field. Back goes De Aza. He's got the play, and Niall Ball has managed to pitch a scoreless 4th inning. He ran into some difficulty, but Ball is gritty to say the least. No runs on a hit with no errors. 2 men left on base. We're through 3.5 tonight here in Lancaster with the score. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 3 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Carl Bryce operating smoothly, quickly here tonight, getting fly ball after fly ball out of the Barnstormers sticks, and he carries a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Diaz will lead it off, and then Robinson and Dugan. You look at Bryce's numbers with 30 walks and 29 strikeouts in 27 innings, and you think it's crazy that he's neither walked nor struck out a batter in 3 innings tonight. You look back to his start here just 6 days ago. He walked 5 and struck out 6 in 5 innings of work. But mostly he has been a reliever. And as a reliever, he comes out and just pushes everything into an inning or two and throws harder, doesn't mix his pitches as much. And the result very often can be the high walk and strikeout totals, but he's making the adjustment to starting. He's pacing himself better, and he's done a beautiful job tonight pitching to contact. Diaza yanked an RBI single into the right field corner back in the first inning, and he will step in here against Bryce, looking at a fastball off the outside corner for a ball. It's 1-0. Well, the Barnstormers still with a lot of firepower in this lineup, even more so with Galen back. A 2-run lead certainly is not secure, and Stan Clyburn knows it. Barnstormers averaging 7.5 runs a game. Inside and low on Alejandro. 2-0. Bryce has retired the leadoff batter in all 3 innings so far. That is critical to your success as a pitcher. Diaza awaits the 2-0 and gets ball 3. Bryce has been to ball 3 a couple of times tonight. He had a 3-ball count on Aleman last inning and eventually retired him on a fly out to center. To Diaza 3-0, and there is your first walk. Alejandro aboard to start the 4th inning. An identical start to McAdams getting on the base on balls in the top of the 4th. I guess the difference, that was a 6-pitch walk as opposed to 4. Trayvon Robinson will come to the plate. Robinson out on a fly ball back in the 1st. Can the Barnstormers use the walk to Diaza as a building block in this 4th inning? Infield sets looking for 2. McAdams creeps up over at 3rd, and Bryce will step off. Diaza, 8 stolen bases. He's been caught 3 times. Here's the pitch to Robinson, and that is outside. Bryce has lost the range. 5 in a row have missed the zone. Great recovery in the top of the inning by Niall Ball to put a scoreless inning up. 1-0 to Robinson. The offering is pulled toward right center field. Silva racing back on this. That ball is over his head and bouncing deep into the alley. The Barnstormers will hold Diaza at 3rd. Robinson arrives at 2nd with a double, and the Barnstormers are in business here in the 4th inning. 6th double of the season for Trayvon Robinson. 2nd and 3rd for Kelly Dugan. Kelly fouled out the 3rd back in the 2nd inning. Base hit could tie it up. The Barnstormers with a great opportunity in the 4th inning. The leadoff walk, and then Robinson cranks a double past the outstretched glove of center fielder Ruby Silva. Dugan batting with De La Rosa on deck, and then Hoover. The following 2 are the only right-handed batters in the lineup. Diaza leading from 3rd. Off 2nd is Robinson. Dugan takes a fastball high and outside. It is 1-0. Southern Maryland up by 2. The Barnstormers on the hunt in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Bryce down to the set and to Dugan. It's fouled off to the 3rd base side. 1-1. Bryce would love to get a couple more of those pop-ups if he can. Every out he has procured has been in the air. One ball, one strike to Dugan. The motion and the pitch. Kelly drives a foul off to the left again, and it's 1-2. And Bryce would take the strikeout here. Lancaster on the season, batting over 300 with runners in scoring position, right about 305. Tonight, 1 out of 2. Dugan trying to improve those numbers. They've driven in a runner from third base about 64% of the time with fewer than 2 outs. That's a good rate. 1-2, Dugan line drive and a base hit into left center field. Scoring is Deaza. Being waved around is Robinson. He'll easily cross. A 2-run single for Dugan. The Barnstormers have tied it at 3. Huge base hit for the Barnstormer first baseman, who now has knocked in 42 on the season. Here is Anderson De La Rosa. De La flied out to right on his first visit. The Barnstormers starting to level out the contact against Bryce instead of getting underneath everything. A walk, a double, and a single, producing 2 runs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning as things now stand even. And the Barnstormers have the runner on with nobody out. Bryce to De La Rosa. First pitch is, I believe, just a shade low. And a ball 1, no strike count. De La Rosa has 8 runs batted in this year against Southern Maryland. Of course, half of those coming on the Grand Slam last Saturday off of Carl Bryce. And that was pulled to left. 1-0 to De La Rosa. This one up enough, and a strike is called. The third baseman, Jake Hoover, is in the on-deck circle. Defense playing straight away here. De La Rosa awaits the 1-1 offering. It is low, possibly outside also. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Lancaster catcher. Anthony Peroni had a heck of a night last night. He was 3 out of 4 with a double, 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in as the duo pretty much switches off on a nightly basis. 2-1. De La Rosa hits a sky-high fly ball to shallow left along the line. The shortstop Baca will take command and make the catch. Now it's all 10 outs have been in the air. The batter will be the third baseman, Hoover. He flied to center his first time up. Jake Hoover in his second game with the Lancaster Barnstormers. I told you a little about him last night. He was in the Texas Rangers organization, 28th round pick in 2019. In 19, he was in the Arizona League and the Northwest League, the rookie levels. The Arizona League still exists. The Northwest League is now High A. And at Spokane, he was basically an everyday player. He hit .239 with no homers, 13 runs batted in, stole 11 bases. Pitch to him here is popped up, foul ground. Crosby coming over, but he'll have no play. 1 ball and 1 strike. This year, he opened at AAA Round Rock, conceivably just filling in. He was 2 for 9 and then went back to AA Frisco in the what used to be Texas League, now AA Central. Liner, right field, a base hit, just poked it out there. Third hit of the inning for the Barnstormers. Dugan motors ahead to second. Clea Luis Rendon will come to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. And Hoover was just 4 for 46 at Frisco. He did have a couple of doubles and knocked in 5 runs. He's off to a nice start, though, as a Barnstormer. 2 hits, and he's been on base 5 of 7 trips. Rendon stands in. Clea Luis flied out the left field back in the 3rd inning. Now just trying to add to this uprising in the Barnstormers' half of the 4th. 2 runs are already home. 2 men are aboard with just 1 out. The Barnstormers now have 6 hits against Bryce, matching the Southern Maryland total. Rendon gets a fastball high. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Now here we are again. It's becoming higher scoring. 3-3 now, bottom half of the 4th inning. And the Barnstormers with an additional opportunity here. 1 ball, no strikes to Rendon, the set. Bryce will fire and miss. Rendon's up there 2-0. Gindel licking his chops on deck. Bryce running aground here in the 4th after a very good start for 3 innings. 2-0. Rendon swings and gets underneath this one. A fly ball toward the right field corner. Setting up shop is Harris. He'll make the catch. Tagging off second is Dugan. The throw is cut off in the middle of the diamond. Rendon flies out with Dugan advancing to third. Gindel will bat with runners at the corners and 2 men down. Caleb with a fly out back in the 1st inning and then a bunt single in the 3rd. A productive inning for the Barnstormers, but the easy fly balls are still happening. 11 outs in the air for Carl Bryce. It is going to be tough anywhere to find a game where a pitcher has recorded 11 consecutive outs on fly balls. Doesn't happen terribly often. You'll get a ground ball or a strikeout or an out on the bases mixed in there somewhere. Upstairs to Gindel, a ball. It's 1-0. 3-3 our score, bottom half of the 4th inning. Dugan up the line from third, Hoover off first. And Jake will get a pickoff throw. He's back in easily. Two-run 2nd inning for Southern Maryland, a 2-run 4th for the Barnstormers. That could still grow. Caleb Gindel with the advantage. 1 ball, no strikes. Bryce comes set. The pitch. Gindel lays off of it. Ball 2 is high. 2 balls and nothing. Blake Allemond is the on-deck batter. Two balls, no strikes. Bryce works to Gindel. Another throw to first. And again, Jake Hoover's back in. Hoover did steal a base last night as well. I think he just got ticked off with the pickoff throws from Sanchez in the 7th inning. Isaac Sanchez, and just stole second because he was tired of it. 2-0. And to Gindel. He pops it up. This is unbelievable. Coming on is Trejo, and that is the 12th straight out on a fly ball. Trejo fired home to absolutely nobody because that was the 3rd out. Oops. It's 2 runs for the Barnstormers on 3 hits with no errors. Lancaster left 2. We've come to the end of the 4th inning tonight. The Barnstormers and Southern Maryland are tied at 3.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Nile ball, and the Barnstormers right back in it with a 3-3 tie. We go to the top half of the fifth inning. Kelly Dugan with the clutch two-run single for the Barnstormers. Lancaster unable to capitalize on a further opportunity. And it will be Baca, Silva, and Harris facing ball in the top half of the fifth. Tomorrow night, Dominic DeSabatino makes his return. It'll be his first start in 10 days. He'll match up against Blake Bivens, who threw that exceptional game here last Sunday. And Sunday of this weekend, Tommy Shirley is back in the Barnstormers starting rotation. He'll go against right-hander Colton Mahoney, who has had a great start against the Barnstormers this year. Southern Maryland doesn't always do it, but no team has shut down the Barnstormers offense better than the Blue Crabs have. Outside and low to Baca, ball one and no strikes. It's been kind of up and down. It's not that the Barnstormers are always collared by Blue Crabs pitching, but the Blue Crabs have the only 2 shutouts against the Barnstormers on the season. And Southern Maryland, in the first 9 games of the season series, despite the fact the Barnstormers are leading in games 1, Southern Maryland has outscored Lancaster 53-41. Ball 3, now high on Baca, 3-0. Ball walked the first 2 batters last inning, but picked off McAdams, largely to stay out of trouble. 3-0. Baca looks at one straight into the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Then Bryce came out, walked DeAza to start off the bottom of the 4th inning, and he did not get away with it. 3 balls and a strike. Baca with a swing and a foul to the right side, out of play. We get to 3-2. Nile ball's pitch count is not extreme, but it is higher than you would like. Just starting off the 5th inning. Here's the payoff to Baca, and he takes it to center field. DeAza back a bit toward right center. That's the 3rd straight putout for Alejandro. He'll take the work out there. Keeps him nice and fresh in the game. 4 putouts altogether for the Barnstormers center fielder. Ruby Silva comes to the plate. He has a single and a sacrifice tonight. Outside to Silva for a ball. It is 1-0. Ball's 89th pitch is tapped foul. It's 1-1. He's been in some deep counts. It's not that the walk total is that high, but he has been averaging well better than 4 pitches per hitter. Bryce has also. Chopper. Ball. Nice athletic play. He'll take it himself. 1 unassisted. Kelly, this one's mine. I need to stretch the legs out and take this all the way to first myself. Very good play against Ruby Silva. 2 up, 2 down. And David Harris now will step in. Harris, the first 2 plate appearances tonight, has been made to look a little silly by the right-hander. He has gone down swinging both times, and both times it's been on some miserable deception with a breaking pitch. And it's not been only the 3rd strike that has done it to him. And we'll see if De La Rosa sets the target there. He does, and it's ball 1 low. Harris deciding to lay off, figuring the Barnstormers were going to send the first one down there. 3-3 ball game, top 5. Ball back to Harris, 2-0. And David Harris, experienced hitter, has picked up something here. And the Barnstormers might have to shift gears against the right fielder. 2-0 pitch is through the zone. 2-1. on David Harris. Speaking of shifting gears, we just got done with York and James Harris. So if I slip up and give him the wrong first name, that is why. Fly ball to center, left center, and DeAza is there. They keep him busy. A 1-2-3, top half of the fifth. Ball has gotten his club through 5. And as we go to the bottom of the fifth, we remain tied at 3-3.
I got Bill. I got Thomas. The goal is.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Tie ball game. We head to the lower half of the fifth inning. For the Barnstormers, it will be Blake Alleman, Blake Galen, and Alejandro DeAza. You want to be the DH with Ball on the mound at this stage. He went 7 innings last Saturday, and he's gotten the Barnstormers through 5 innings tonight. None of these 0 or 1 plate appearance nights for the DH, as we've had several times on both sides. Last night, neither starter got an out in the 3rd inning. It was one of those games here. Blake Alleman leads off the bottom of the 5th, 1 out of 2 with a stolen base in the game tonight. Bryce into the motion, and Alleman, it is inside for a ball, 1-0. Tall, lean right-hander with the kick, the pitch, and Alleman drives this to center. Silva going back on it, gets turned around. That ball is over his head and rattling up against the wall. Eventually, it'll be thrown back in. Alleman decides to stop at second with his 14th double. Hit very well by Alleman. At the same time, Silva looked like he got turned around slightly with the ball coming out of the twilight sky. And at that point, he had no chance. 2 bases for Alleman. The Barnstormers with the runner in scoring position. Nobody out for Blake Galen. Galen has fly to right and fouled to first so far in this contest. Second hit for Alleman. Now to Galen. The offering gets back to the zone. It is 0-1. Lancaster trying to break ahead for the first time in the game. Galen at least seeking a fly ball to right field here. A ground ball to the right side. He swings and misses, and Bryce has him 0-2. One of the concerns with Galen coming back from the Olympics is that jet lag would affect him, but he says he's okay. He says he feels great. 0-2 here from Bryce, and Galen reaches out, spoiling a pitch, fouling it away. Continue at 0-2. It's, I think, going to take a little while for Galen to come back down off the ceiling. He had a marvelous, once in a lifetime for most people experience, for most people never in a lifetime experience to be able to play in an Olympics games. And then you get the Michael Phelps and the like who go back 3-4 times. But for most, they get there once. 0-2 to Galen. Alleman leads off second. Bryce's pitch is clubbed to right. Way back this one goes. Way back. And the walls will not contain it. Blake Galen homered just before he left, and he homers on his return. His 10th of the season, and the Barnstormers lead 5-3. Number 109 as a Barnstormer. The all-time leader in home runs and runs batted in and hits and runs and doubles and walks, a couple of other categories as well. Alejandro De Aza comes to the plate, an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. So I guess the only thing with jet lag is that baseball. Bryce to De Aza, and Alejandro will see a strike, something that did not occur when he batted last inning. 5-3 Barnstormers now, home half of the fifth. The extra base hits becoming somewhat regular for the Barnstormers in these middle innings tonight. De Aza bats 1-1. An 0-2 pitch sent screaming out of here. 1-1. De Aza lets it go. Ball 2 is outside, and I wonder if we're going to see Darryl Thompson coming to the mound in the very near future. He won his 7th the other night. He just keeps right on going. De Aza awaits the 2-1, spins a foul off to the left and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still nobody out in the home half of the fifth inning. Robinson on deck, and then Dugan. Here's the 2-2. De Aza pulls it sharply foul into the Barnstormers dugout on a hop. We stay at 2-2. Two-run inning in the fourth, and the Barnstormers with 2 more here in the fifth inning. De Aza awaits the 2-2 offering, and he takes ball 3 below the knees. Chance for the Barnstormers to pick up more here in the home fifth. 3-2 to De Aza. Bryce into the motion, and the payoff is lifted in the air out to left field. Cesar Trejo will be underneath for the catch. 13 outs in a row in the air. That to me is just astounding. Stepping in is Robinson, who has flied out and doubled. In fact, the only ball that the Barnstormers have hit on the ground in this entire game was Gindel's bunt for a base hit in the third inning. All the hits have gotten to the outfield in the air. To Robinson, he holds on the swing, and that will go down as ball 1. 1-0 to Trayvon. Fly to center and then doubled and scored last inning. Bryce comes back with the 1-0. He's off the corner for ball 2. To think it's 5-3 in the bottom of the fifth inning. We played an hour and 46 minutes, and this is a quick pitcher's duel by comparison. 2 balls and nothing. Robinson lets it go and works to a 3-0 count. Sign of the times. Target is set by DeLuca. Bryce ready to go. Strike 1 at the knees. Robinson had the take sign. 3-1 to the Barnstormers left fielder. Dugan waiting on deck. We have 1 out here. to Robinson. Big swing and a miss. 3-2 now on Trayvon. He and Ryan Cortazzo were up to some video hijinks earlier today. I'm not totally certain what that was all about, but we'll find out. 3-2. Robinson goes down swinging. First strikeout for Bryce, and it also snaps the streak of fly ball outs. 13 in a row. Here is Dugan. Counting infield pop-ups as fly balls, that is. 2 outs, nobody on base. Bryce to Dugan, swing and a ball tagged foul. That one didn't look like it was terribly far from our on-field host Ed Novakoski down there on the far side of the first base dugout. Dugan trails by a strike. 2-run single for him to tie the game last time up. Now a bounder foul to the Lancaster dugout. Stopped at the steps by Jeff Bianchi. Kelly batting 0-2. 5-3 Lancaster, bottom half of the 5th inning, thanks to the Galen home run. 0-2, Dugan swings and misses. So Bryce finds the strikeouts. He gets the last 2 in the 5th inning, but the Barnstormers get 2 runs, 2 hits with no errors, nobody left on base. Blake Galen with the home run to straightaway right field. He has given the Barnstormers through 5 a 5-3 lead.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
This is the sound of the kind of thrill ride summer was made for. Here's the sound of another one. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of performance vehicles. Strap in, then hold on tight.
Lease the 2021 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $469 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
5-3, we move ahead to the top half of the 6th inning. Niall Ball remaining out there for the Barnstormers. First pitcher to go this far for Lancaster since the last time he started. The 7 shutout innings last Saturday. Barnstormers continue to try and solidify this pitching staff. You had to love the way Laporte looked in the 7th inning last night. Now, I'll concede a couple of things. He did not face the premium part of York's batting order, and the guys were tired toward the end of a long game. But still, he put up some eye-popping numbers in that appearance last night. Alex Crosby leads off the 6th for Southern Maryland. Crosby is 0 for 2 on a couple of groundouts. Brent Teller has certainly demonstrated that he's got ability, and Ross will, I think, count more and more on Teller being in the role that Jordan McCrum had. Ball into the motion, and he is outside to Crosby. It's 1-0. Ross Peoples also has to keep an eye on Niall because his pitch count is up there. Right now, nobody throwing on the Lancaster side in the bullpen. 2-0 on Crosby. McAdams and Collier set to follow in this top of the 6th inning. Ball will go to work. It's fouled straight back and hitting off the skybox above my head. 2-1. It didn't sound like metal on metal. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch wrapped toward the middle and past Rendon. A leadoff single for Crosby here in the 6th inning. 7 hits now for Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers with 8. McAdams steps in as the potential tying run. Ross definitely wants to spare his bullpen tonight. In the York series, just completed, they had to throw 20 1/3 innings. Ball giving them a bit of a breather in this one. But now McAdams stands in with Crosby at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch, and McAdams takes a ball inside and low. 1-0 is the count. Collier on deck. Both DHs still in the game because both starters are still in the game. To McAdams, 1-0 pitch, ground ball pulled foul past third. A ball and a strike. Ross not as of yet getting anybody working in the bullpen, but Niles at 100 pitches. A ball and a strike on the slugging third baseman McAdams. The pitch to him is skied out to right field. Tough sky. Gindel struggling with it, but makes the catch. That may have been a decoy to try and pull Crosby off first. Gindel was in the neighborhood, but spread his arms wide. Sometimes that can indicate that you don't know exactly where that ball is and you're looking for help. Other times it does mean that it's yours, and other times you see a similar signal just trying to coax a runner off base. 1 out, 1 on. Collier steps in. He's reached on a fielder's choice and walked. He has a run scored in the game. 5-3, Lancaster leading, and the bullpen will spring to life. Donald Goodson getting stretched out. 1 out, runner on, and Collier rips a liner foul to the broken bat deck. It got there quickly. Zach, such an integral role on that 2015 club. Native of Long Beach, California, former first-round pick for the Phillies. Ball is inside to him, 1-1. Played 63 games in 2015, hit .277 with 7 homers, 34 runs batted in, stole 13 bases, and he was a very good center fielder. Spent years after that in the Nationals organization. Off-speed pitch gets there, second strike on Collier. One of the people he got to know while in the Nationals organization, spending some time on rehab in the NYP League, was Barnstormer's other catcher, Anthony Peroni. He's very fond of Anthony, and you get to know Anthony. How can you not be? They played together at Auburn in 19. 1-2. Crosby leads off first. Collier awaiting the pitch. Breaking ball is inside. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty swinging Collier. You've got the switch hitting DeLuca and a left-handed hitting Blackstone afterwards. The Barnstormers have Goodson throwing in the bullpen, but he really is just starting out down there. Ball working to Collier. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little flare out the left, and that's going to be effective. It's in for a base hit. Collier aboard. And now the tying runs are on for DeLuca, who has 2 hits already in the game. Ball made a good pitch. You can't argue with that. The result, not what he was looking for, as Collier simply got enough of it. There was no chance for Jake Hoover. Ross is coming out as Goodson tunes up in the bullpen. I would think this is just a visit to stall for time. I don't know that Donald's ready to go yet. He's certainly getting closer. At this stage, you also don't want Niall to be able to lose this game. So if he faces another batter, that becomes a possibility. 2 on with 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning as we go crazily back and forth. But at least this isn't last weekend with every game being pretty much decided by about the 5th inning. So Ross's visit comes to an end. His second time out of the ball game. And Ball will be left out there to face DeLuca, who's already 2 for 2. He doubled home a couple of runs in the 2nd inning and singled in the 4th. 12 out of 29 for DeLuca in the season series, and he didn't do much in the first 3 games set at Southern Maryland. First and second, 1 out, and a fastball is there. Ball gets ahead 0-1 on his 107th pitch of the ball game here tonight. Double play still in order. Crosby at second, Collier behind him at first. DeLuca down a strike in the count. Goodson just about ready to go. Ball coming to the end of his evening. The 0-1 pitch inside. DeLuca gets hit, and the bases are loaded. Now significant trouble in this 6th inning. You can still get out of it, but there's also that chance for that crooked number inning. The bases are full. Kent Blackstone is the batter. Will we see Ross again? I don't think he was necessarily expecting the result on the DeLuca at bat to occur on 1 pitch. The fastball was inside. He got hit in the leg. And the Barnstormers face a bases loaded 1 out jam. Ross hasn't appeared yet. Anderson De La Rosa repositioning his defense, doing everything he can do without being charged with a timeout to stall here. But it does look like Ball is going to face Blackstone. A second baseman for Southern Maryland is 0 for 2. Remember, last Friday night he hit a grand slam. 1 out, bases loaded. Ball backing off momentarily. He's not getting a lifeline. That'll be saved for the $250,000 question. Good off-speed pitch to the inside corner. He's 0-1 on Blackstone. Cesar Trejo is the on-deck batter. Game hanging in the balance right now in the top of the 6th inning. The Barnstormers just took a lead on Blake Galen's 10th homer of the season. Bases loaded, 1 out here. Blackstone fouls this to the screen. Ball has him at 0-2. Ross Peoples showing faith in the right-hander. One guy from Georgia demonstrating his belief in another. Crosby is at third, Collier at second, DeLuca the runner at first. 2 strikes on Blackstone. De La Rosa running through the signs. Ball ready to go. 0-2 pitch is grounded to Dugan. He's going to just take it to first. It's the only play safely available. Blackstone drives in 1 to make it 5-4. Crosby comes home, Collier to third, and DeLuca to second. Southern Maryland gets a run closer and a base closer. Cesar Trejo, the scheduled batter, with runners at second and third and 2 gone. Ball is across 110 pitches now in his start here tonight. 105 pitches for him in 7 innings on Saturday. 2 outs with the runners at second and third. Trejo started the night with a home run. He's flied out to De Aza both times since then. Niall Ball ready to go. Strike 1 on the inside corner. The ball not handled cleanly by De La Rosa, but that did not matter as long as he got most of it, which he did. Collier, decent speed. The runner at third in case one should get away. Trejo batting at 0-1. Ball will serve it up, and De La Rosa saved the tying run. 1-1. Carl Bryce, on the other hand, has thrown 91 pitches through 5 innings. So not in all that much better shape. One and one coming to Trejo. The wind and the ball will deal. Ball 2 is outside and low. Michael Baca's on deck. First base is open. Trejo, the stronger hitter, but I just don't think it's necessarily time to be adding base runners. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball to Trejo, 3-1 now. Niall Ball clearly coming to the end of the line here tonight. You'd love to see him recover and get this 6th inning over with. 3 balls, 1 strike. He peers in, gets the sign from De La Rosa, and the pitch. Skied to right field. Gindel is there, and Niall Ball gets through the 6th inning, holding the lead. Ross Peoples' faith pays off. It is 1 run on 2 hits with no errors and a couple of key runners left in scoring position by Southern Maryland. Bottom half of the 6th inning coming up. Lancaster with the 5-4 lead.
Whose mom is here tonight, and Trayvon Robinson, all about Summer Olympic Games.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
By ball staying in, the Barnstormers do not have to commit to a defensive move, any kind of double switch, and conceivably they could get back around to Blake Galen for another plate appearance in the bottom half of the 6th inning. De La Rosa, Hoover, and Rondon scheduled against Bryce. The right-hander has given up 8 hits and 5 runs over 5 innings. Ball 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned through 6 innings of baseball combat tonight. Lancaster with the 1-run edge. You can't say this is a pitcher's duel, but to some degree, this is a bit refreshing out here tonight compared to a couple of the games in the York series. Taking a look at the other scores in the Atlantic League, West Virginia leads York 8-1. Play is in the top half of the 6th inning. Lexington 3, Gastonia 2, bottom 5, and High Point and Long Island are tied at 1. That game is in the top half of the 6th inning. So just 25 runs have crossed the plate so far tonight. De La Rosa is 0 for 2. He has flied to right and popped to short. That was along the 3rd baseline. Facing Bryce for a 3rd time. And Carl's pitch is high. It is ball 1, no strikes. Lancaster looking to stretch the lead back out once again. (1-0) to De La Rosa. Bryce will fire, and Anderson fouls it back up toward the stadium rooftop. Ball 1 and strike 1. There is action with a lefty on the Southern Maryland side. They only have one, so that would be one Mr. Carlos Diaz. De La Rosa is hit. That was a breaking ball, but it looked like it got Della in the upper back, if not the back of the helmet. He is down. He tried to spin out of the way. The Barnstormers with the leadoff runner on, but their catcher, Anderson De La Rosa, down. That pitch was high. He tried to get out of the way, and it may have gotten him in the head. I thought initially it was the upper back, but I don't think that would have prompted this quick reaction from Anya Holmberg, the trainer, and Ross Peoples coming over. De La Rosa is hit. The Barnstormers have their leadoff man on in the 6th inning, but you can't have Anderson De La Rosa on the shelf. Your catcher is the one guy you can't lose. You've got Peroni, of course, and Anthony has certainly been a marvelous complement to Anderson De La Rosa this year. But then you'd only have one guy who can catch. I don't know that the Barnstormers have anybody else with catching experience on this roster, save for Melvin Mercedes, but he's hurt. And for Mercedes, it was all of 1 inning with one of those gimmicky 9-position games. For Stockton, Dale is back to his feet, but I don't know that he's staying in there. Catchers are used to taking shots on foul tips, but being hit by a pitch, you don't know. Anya is walking with him down toward first base. It looks like De La Rosa will stay in. Leadoff man is on the Barnstormers half of the 6th inning. Jake Hoover will come to the plate. Hoover has flied to center and punched a single into right field. That base hit gave the Barnstormers an opportunity for more runs in the 4th inning. I'm still not convinced De La Rosa's staying out there. Anya and Ross are still tending to him. He doesn't look 100%. De Aza ran something out to him. I don't know if it was water or what it was. But he says he's good to go, so take his word for it. Actually, it wasn't Ross over there. It was Troy Steffi also with the jacket on. But Anya's convinced that De La Rosa is able to stay in the game. The Barnstormers with a runner on, nobody out here in the 6th inning.
Barnstormers third baseman Jake Hoover.
Any other position on the field, you can shift parts around and put somebody there with little to no experience, and they can manage. Catching, think back to Terry Tippy, which is one of the great stories in Barnstormers history. He hadn't caught since high school, and the Barnstormers won that game in Bridgeport. First pitch to Hoover is yet another fly ball here. Trejo forced to back up some, but it's an easy play. De La Rosa bluffs off first base. 1 out and 1 on now.
Now batting the shortstop.
Clea Luis Rendon will come to the plate. Rendon is 0 for 2 on fly balls. 5-4 Lancaster, bottom half of the 6th inning here tonight. In case you were wondering, we are still beyond a 3-hour pace. More games have taken longer than 4 hours this year than have gotten in under 3. That's a daily topic of discussion around here. And by far, the Barnstormers are the worst offenders, just the way this team is made up. Ball low to Clea Luis Rendon. It is 1-0. Just to give you an idea, and I did check on this, the average time of game in the Atlantic League in the 7 games leading up to the mound change was 3 hours, 9 minutes. And again, so much of that involved the Barnstormers. There were several games that got in under 3 during that time. And a big part of the reason it was 3:09 was the Barnstormers' 4-hour, 18-minute contest against York on Tuesday. Rendon bats at 2-0 against Bryce. The pitch is screamed to first. The play is made by Crosby to Baca, back to Crosby, and that is a very quick double play. 3-6-3. Hot ground ball, the first one that Bryce has gotten on a swing, and it found the wrong spot. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We are done with 6. The Barnstormers leading by the score of 5-4.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Come to the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event for great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology like pedestrian detection.
Lease the 2021 IS300 all-wheel drive for $379 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details. Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
We're done with 6 innings tonight. The Barnstormers 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on. And Southern Maryland with 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. And for Southern Maryland, 6 runners have been left on the base paths. Donald Goodson will take over. Niall Ball gets Lancaster through 6 innings tonight. 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. A start that in the past would be, all right. Can't complain about it too much. But not fabulous. This season, that's a really good outing. The Barnstormers also have made a change behind the plate. Anderson De La Rosa gives way to Anthony Perrone. That was the signal given to us by Buzz Albert. And I would believe that with Blake Galen nowhere to be found defensively, that Perrone will bat in the number 3 spot in the batting order. And the pitcher spot goes to 7. Perrone fires through, and we are ready to go with the top half of the 7th inning. 5-4 the score. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, they're in the bottom of the 6th at West Virginia with the Power ahead 8-2 over the York Revolution. Through 5, Lexington leads Gastonia 3-2, and in the top of the 7th at High Point, Long Island enjoys a 3-1 lead. Cooper Cassad was the pitcher of the month in the Atlantic League for the month of July, and Daniel Fields, who caught fire for Long Island after a slow start this year. I warned you about that. Fields the player of the month. Michael Baca stands in to start off against Goodson, and Donald's first pitch is high. Ball 1 and no strikes. Ball doesn't throw terribly hard, moves the ball around. Now they have to contend with the flame-throwing right-hander Donald Goodson. 1 ball, no strikes. Goodson comes back, gets a fly ball to right. This one's traveling. Gendel goes back. He catches up to it on the track. Out number 1 for Donald Goodson as the Michigan native settles in here. Donald has been used as much as anybody on this Barnstormers staff. 26th appearance, tying Garrett Granitz for the top spot. Gabriel Moya and Scott Schumann have each been into 25 games, and Yoel Espinal 24. Ross does spread the work out. Here's Ruby Silva with 1 out, bases empty. First pitch eludes Perrone. Ball 1 and no strikes. Goodson's second pitch to Baca came in at 95.3. He's been known to go past 98. Ground ball shortstop. Handled cleanly by Rondon. 2 outs. Silva is cut down. David Harris will come to the plate. The man most likely happy that Niall Ball is out of the game. Struck out twice and fly to center. Those were the only 2 strikeouts for Niall in his performance tonight. But again, certainly a nice outing for Niall, and one that Ross Peoples, I'm sure, is very, very happy about. 2 outs, bases clear. Goodson is wide to Harris. It is ball 1, no strikes. Harris has the capability of tying this game with 1 swing. The Barnstormers know it. He's hit 2 against Lancaster, 10 total. Goodson comes back, and another ground ball to the shortstop. Backing up to get a better hop is Rendon. Goodson is through the 7th inning on just 6 pitches. Working to contact, we have advanced to the stretch tonight with the score, the Lancaster Barnstormers 5 and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 4.
Before the end of this, the 7th inning, please drink responsibly. Enjoy it.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and Lancaster gets to see the only left-hander possessed by the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs right now, and that is Carlos Diaz. Diaz from Monteria, Colombia. 6'2" and 225-pounder. And Stan doesn't use him as much as you would think someone would get used as the only left-hander out of the pen. 19 appearances, just covering 16 and 2/3 innings. He's 1-0 with a 4.32 ERA, 15 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. In 16 and 2/3 innings, he has walked 8, and he has struck out 21. Top of the order for the Barnstormers, which would mean Gindel, Alimond, and I have to believe Peroni. Gindel, 1 for 3. The hit was a bunt single back in the 3rd inning. Blake Galen, before departing tonight with the 2-run homer that gave the Barnstormers the lead back in the 5th inning. He left on a home run in a 5-3 Barnstormer victory, and he comes back to give the Barnstormers a 5-3 lead with another one. Gindel stands in against Diaz. Alimond will still have to bat left-handed. First pitch, strike at the knees. It is 0-1. Well, the Barnstormers are not all that familiar with Diaz. He's pitched only once against Lancaster previously. Gindel, ground ball on the right side. That is through for a leadoff base hit. The Barnstormers have something cooking here in the 7th inning on their 9th hit of the night. Alimond will come to the plate, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. The top of the Barnstormers batting order, Gindel and Alimond. combined to score nearly a season's worth of runs. Gindel has crossed the plate 60 times, and Aleman now 55. This is game 63. To Aleman, he swings away and laces a foul into the third base seats. 0-1 on the Barnstormers' second baseman. And Ladarius Clark is on deck, so I guess Peroni did go into the number 7 slot in the batting order. So a straight up switch. 0-1, Aleman with a swing and a miss here. Diaz has him corralled at no balls and 2 strikes. More action in the Barnstormers bullpen. That looks like Yoel Espinal is tuning up for the 8th inning. Goodson, a 6-pitch, 3-out inning. Good take by Aleman, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You would think, never having batted left on left before, it would crimp his style, but he's 4 for 10 in these matchups. All created by a back injury that shelved him for a little better than a week. 1-2, fouled off again. He stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Aleman ended up missing 9 games. He came out during a game against Lexington on July 8th. He returned to action against High Point on the 20th, but he's batted exclusively as a left-hander since then. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gindel leading off first, not a big lead. Aleman swings and wraps at the second. It takes a terrible hop. Blackstone tries to recover, doesn't have a play anywhere. First and second for the Barnstormers with nobody out. That looked like it was going to be a double play off the bat. Instead, a bad hop single. Blackstone, I've got to give that guy credit because that ball looked like it came up and almost got him in the face. And he hung with it to try and make a play. First and second, Clark is batting in the pitcher spot. Ladarius, in his last 3 pinch hit appearances, has in order a double, a home run, and a triple. Can he add the single tonight to make a natural cycle out of this? 250 hitter on the year with 8 homers, 33 driven in. Gindel and Aleman out to the lead. The pitch is low, knocked down by DeLuca. 1 ball, no strikes to Ladarius Clark. Gindel at second, Aleman the runner at first. Alejandro De Aza is on deck. Behind him would be Trayvon Robinson. The Barnstormers looking for breathing room in the bottom of the 7th. Clark lets it go, and it's ball 2 outside, 2-0. Clark has just 115 at-bats on the year and 33 runs batted in. That's a pretty good rate. 2-0 to him. He looks at a strike over at the knees. We go to 2-1. Lancaster 5, Southern Maryland 4, bottom half of the 7th inning in the opener of a 3-game weekend series. This game has been entertaining. To Clark, 2-1. The set, the pitch. Ladarius looks at ball 3. Now a chance either to sit on a fat pitch that he really likes or load the bases. Clark, at least for 1 pitch, is in the driver's seat here. Gindel and Aleman take their leads, 3-1. It is ball 4. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Alejandro De Aza. The bounce on the right side of the infield built this inning, giving Aleman his 3rd hit of the night on what looked like a double play ground ball off the bat. De Aza has walked, singled, and flied out. He has a run scored and a run batted in. 4 for 7 is De Aza with the bases loaded this season. He's driven in 11 runs. He has one grand slam. His slam off of High Point's Kyle Halbone on July 20th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Hopper toward the middle. Blackstone with a wonderful play, and he's able to get a force out at third. The Barnstormers try to score a second run. Alleman is cut down. What a weird play. It's now 6-4. Blackstone takes a base hit away from Deaza. He'll get credit for one RBI driving in Gindel, but then Alleman is thrown out. The out on Clark goes 6-4, and it leaves Deaza as the only base runner. 2 outs and Trayvon Robinson the batter. So an odd double play there. Deaza, because it wasn't a routine double play, it took a tag play and not a reverse force. He'll still get an RBI out of it. Inside and low to Robinson, ball 1 and no strikes. Lancaster tried to sneak Alleman home after the feed by Blackstone had Baca off balance at second. It didn't work. 1-0 to Robinson. Diaz to the plate. Ball 2 is outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Diaz is still out there with 2 gone in the inning and a run across. Lancaster's lead is 6-4. Defense back with the 2 men out. Here's a 2-0. Robinson swings through that. Now 2 balls and a strike. Kelly Dugan is Lancaster's on deck hitter. Blackstone made a pretty good play on Deaza. Cheating over toward the double play. Deaza trying to bounce a single up the middle. 2-1. Robinson lifts a pop fly down the right field line. This is in a tricky spot. Hustling over is Blackstone. He had a tough play in one occurrence with the bad hop and then recovers from that and has a very good inning defensively. Lancaster picks up a run on 2 hits with no errors. 1 man is left on base. We're done with 7. The Barnstormers enjoying a 6-4 lead.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Come to the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event for great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology like pedestrian detection.
Lease the 2021 NX300 all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details. Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
Yoel Espinal is on for the 8th inning. Gabriel Moya has been used the past couple of ball games. Espinal gets the shot here, his 25th appearance. He's 2-5 with a 9.80 ERA. He has 1 hold on the year. Now, those numbers may not be promising, so let's look at some more optimistic statistics as Espinal will have the shot in the 8th inning. His last 10 1/3 innings, over 8 appearances, he's given up just 3 runs. There is still some walks. He has put 11 guys on, but he's started to cut those down. He'll face Crosby, McAdams, and Collier. The Barnstormers are leading by 2 in the top of the 8th inning. They need 6 more outs. If the Barnstormers can bridge these final 2 innings and get the win, they'll go to 2-1 and at least be tied for first in the second half. And the wild card race, should there be a wild card, is really quite open. It's High Point, Lancaster, and Southern Maryland, all very tightly packed. The batter is Alex Crosby leading off the 8th. Espinal deals off the outside corner as Crosby shows bunt. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Donald Goodson pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning, notching his 5th hold of the campaign. Espinal works 1-0 to Crosby. The right-hander will deliver, and he is outside and low. Ball 2 and no strikes. Ross giving Espinal the chance here. Yoel gave up a home run, walked the bases loaded, and then struck out Melky Mesa to get out of it earlier in the week. Crosby is swinging a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. That for Espinal was in the Wednesday night game. The home run was hit by Encarnacion. Well, far more of a pressure-packed situation than Espinal has found himself in recently. Line drive just clearing Rondon's lunging try. And the tying run will now come to the plate in the person of Josh McAdams. Crosby with a line drive. The timing might not have been 100% there for Clea Luis Rondon, but I don't know that he really had a chance anyway. That was hit pretty well. Runner on with nobody out. McAdams tonight is 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and fly to right. The Barnstormers will bring the infield in at double play depth. Ordinarily, this would be Gabriel Moya's spot. Fly ball, right center field, hit shallow, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Runners are at first and second with nobody out. And Zach Collier would be due. They'll have to use a pinch hitter. It's going to be Matt Hibbert. Collier had been the DH. So this is the pitcher spot. And Hibbert, I think, is a pretty good bet to bunt at least once here. Matt Hibbert batting .280. When we last saw him, he got drilled in the face. That was here last weekend. And a scary moment indeed. He got it in the jaw. .280 hitter with 5 doubles, 5 runs batted in. He's got good wheels. I have to think the bunt would be in the offing. He was hit by Mendoza. Tries to bunt, fouls it off. Espinal is ahead at 0-1. Tying runs are on in the top of the 8th. Nobody throwing in the Barnstormers bullpen. The relief corps once again has been used up. One strike, the count on Hibbert. The corners will again creep in. Espinal sets. Hibbert squares and takes a second strike. Now Espinal has him set up now at 0-2. This would be a big out if he can get it without the runners advancing. He still has to get through the scalding hot DeLuca, who's on deck. Joe Walsh coaching first. Ray Ortega over at third. They're looking to direct traffic. Espinal works to Hibbert. No balls, 2 strikes. Peroni sets the target. Hibbert squares around again. He won't have to bunt as the pitch gets away from Peroni. Second and third, a base hit could tie the game. Espinal will be charged with a wild pitch. Now he can swing away. Ball 1, 2 strikes. The infield started to come in, which makes less than 0 sense, and they realized it and now fade back. Hibbert batting 1 and 2. Espinal is inside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. DeLuca looming on deck, and Lancaster will get extra action. Another right-hander begins to throw down in the bullpen. That could be Laporte. I believe that's who that is, who impressed us in his debut last night. Hibbert batting 2 and 2. Espinal ready to go. Grounded slowly and foul up the third baseline. The count continues. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster 6, Southern Maryland 4. But the tying runs are on with nobody out in the top half of the 8th inning. 2nd and 3rd, in fact. Crosby and McAdams with singles. Crosby's the louder of the two. The wild pitch, moving them up a base. 2-2. Espinal to Hibbert, and it's grounded on the right side and gets away from Alamond. 1 run will score, and it's 6-5. That'll be a base hit for Hibbert to the infield. Tying run now at third base, 3 straight hits off of Yoel Espinal. Had it not been for the wild pitch, there might have still been a force out available there. And now DeLuca steps in with McAdams at third, Hibbert at first, nobody out. In the top of the 8th inning, Southern Maryland on the verge of taking Nile Ball out of position to win this game. Espinal has given up 3 straight base hits, but it was the wild pitch that might have hurt more than anything else. To DeLuca. Swing and a miss. Espinal trying to recover here in this 8th inning. A right-hander, meanwhile, warming up on the Southern Maryland side. Diaz will come out after an inning. That is already a lock. He left for the pinch hitter Hibbert. 0-1. DeLuca has not been retired tonight. He takes a ball outside and low. Single, a double, and he was hit by a pitch back in the 6th inning. He got it in the leg. Anderson De La Rosa got it looked like around the head. And De La Rosa had to come out. 1-1. Espinal comes set. He misses badly outside and low. We may have a play at the plate. They feed back to Espinal. It is too late. McAdams scores on the second wild pitch. It's 6-6. And the go-ahead run for Southern Maryland has advanced to second base, carried by Matt Hibbert. 2 balls and 1 strike to Joe DeLuca. So the lead has evaporated. The Barnstormers got their first lead back in the 5th inning on the Galen 2-run homer. They built it back to 2 in the bottom of the 7th, but that inning could have been more. Barnstormers ran into an out on the bases. 2-1. DeLuca pops a foul out of play off the end of the bat. The count will level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another base hit, and the likelihood is that Southern Maryland will have the lead. And they can do it without a base hit, with the runner at second and nobody out. The wild pitches have really bruised this inning. Peroni had to decide whether to run at McAdams himself or feed Espinal. They got a little caught in between. Here's a 2-2. DeLuca stays alive. A tap foul up the first base side. We will continue with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Barnstormers 6, Southern Maryland 6 in the 8th inning. A look back at Hibbert. Espinal now ready. DeLuca will not reach. Ball 3 is outside, 3-2. West Virginia still leads York 8-2 into the 8th inning. Gastonia up 5-3 over Lexington in the 7th. Long Island 4, High Point 2 in the 8th inning. Here, 6 apiece. Joe DeLuca trying to put his team back on top. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hibbert leads off second. Instead, it is ball 4. First and second for Kent Blackstone. Espinal has not got an out, and I don't believe he will. Ross Peoples is going to call down to the bullpen. Espinal unable to get it done here in the 8th inning. And the Barnstormers now will bring on Tyler Laporte for the second night in a row. He was amazing in his debut last night. So the call goes to the bullpen. We will take a break and be back in a 6-6 ball game.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Tyler Laporte warming up as he inherits runners at first and second, nobody out, and 2 runs already home in the top half of the 8th inning. Laporte got the side in order in his debut last night. He pitched the 7th inning against York, getting Osmi Gregorio to bounce back to the mound. He then struck out the pitcher, Isaac Sanchez, and also struck out James Harris. Kent Blackstone is the batter, and you could very well see a bunt here from the number 9 batter. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI in the game. Hibbert is at second, DeLuca at first with nobody out. The hard-throwing Tyler Laporte from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, taking over. Hoover creeps up over at third. Blackstone squares and gets ball 1 off the outside corner. 1 ball and nothing. Espinal gave up 3 singles and a walk and also threw 2 wild pitches. 1 ball, no strikes. Blackstone squares around and fouls it back, and that got Peroni. The Barnstormers are down to their second catcher. They can't activate Rob Rosado, who would be the third, but he has been strictly the bullpen catcher for a while now, since back in late June. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kent Blackstone. The bunt seems to be on here. Laporte might not be so easy to get down. He comes set. Ball 2 is low. Peroni with a throw down to second base. That is late, trying to get Hibbert. 2 balls and a strike to Blackstone. Ross cannot get the bullpen stable. Blackstone back in there, 2 balls and a strike. He squares around, pops up the bunt. Diving try is made by the pitcher, Laporte. Instead, the ball is recovered by Hoover, and he still gets a force at second as DeLuca didn't see that the ball had dropped, and Lancaster still able to get a force out of it. So that force, I guess, would go 1-5 and 6 because Laporte did touch it first. 1 out with runners at the corners. And the batter is Cesar Trejo. 1 out of 4. He opened the game with a home run. We'll get you the official scoring on that. Can't be a sacrifice because the Barnstormers did get a lead runner, not the lead runner. DeLuca retired at second. He didn't see the ball fall. He got hung in between. Swing and a miss by Trejo as Laporte seems pretty well heated up now. They haven't put that entire ruling in. Laporte tried to make the diving catch and came up short. Trejo looks at a fastball for strike 2. 6-6. 1 out, runners at the corners in the top of the 8th inning. Dugan, Peroni, and Hoover scheduled in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll have a new right-hander coming in. 0-2 to Trejo. Laporte comes back, and it's high and inside, a check swing. Came closer to a foul tip than actually a full swing. But no dice in either case. Ball 1, 2 strikes from Laporte to Trejo, with Hibbert over at third, representing the lead run in the ball game. 1-2. Laporte comes set, looks around, tries a breaking ball, but misses very high. 2-2. I like the thinking there. Give Trejo something else, but it didn't get close. Laporte working to Trejo, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The offering is high. We've gone to full 3-2. He risks losing him and loading the bases. Michael Baca is on deck. Well, thank goodness DeLuca did not see the ball underneath Laporte, or the bases would be loaded here with nobody out. Trejo batting 3-2. Runner from first goes. The breaking ball is strike 3 called. Give Blackstone a stolen base. Trejo is gone looking. Laporte has gotten 2. And now it's him against Baca in the 6-6 tie here in the 8th inning. The breaking ball at 3-2 froze Trejo. That was a good plan hatched by Peroni and Laporte. Two outs with the runners at second and third. Laporte hesitates in the middle of the windup, gets a dribbler over toward third. Tough play. Hoover scoops, throws, he gets him. Marvelous play by Jake Hoover to keep the game tied. Great read off the bat by the Barnstormers' third baseman. And now they're calling everybody back out. Ross Peoples will inquire of Buzz Albert. And they're saying it's a foul ball off his foot. All the effort for naught. Ross is in the face of Buzz Albert. So that's a foul ball, and the count is 0-1. Usually when a ball is fouled off a foot, you'll see some crazy hops. Nothing was that evident. I'd love to see a center field camera replay of that one. I don't have it available without my friends from Blue Ridge being here. So instead of being out of the inning, Baca will bat at 0-1 with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Ross just got thrown out. There's a first for everything. Ross Peoples just got ejected from a game. He is giving it to Buzz Albert. Ian Pettinger will try to restore order. I guess, you know what this is? It's a balk. It finally dawned on me. They called a balk on Laporte. As I look at the setup on the field, that is what this is all about. They called a balk, and it's 7-6, so there's no pitch on Baca. Blackstone is now at third, and it's a 7-6 ball game. Couldn't understand what that call was all about. Hoover with a fantastic play, but a balk had been charged, and the go-ahead run is home. Back to 2 outs, and the runner at third base is Blackstone. So we're thinking foul ball, catcher's interference. We ran through all of the combinations, but the only thing that made sense with the runners at second, or the runner just at third base, was a balk. Laporte will deliver, and it's fouled away by Baca. No balls and a strike. Wow, what a change of events. He must not have come to a full stop. Ross Peoples is ejected. That is the most newsworthy thing out of it all. Peroni sets the target. Laporte 0-1. Missing low, ball 1, strike 1. So this inning has featured a crazy bunt play, 2 wild pitches, a ball not handled up the middle by Alleman that went down as a base hit. 1-1. Baca will look at a second strike. It's 1-2. And the ejection of Ross Peoples. I never thought I would see the day. 7-6 Southern Maryland on a balk. Here's the 1-2. Lined into center field, make it 8-6. The balk costing the Barnstormers so much. The final out of the inning gets taken off the board. Now Baca delivers Blackstone with an RBI hit. 4 runs charged to Espinal. Ruby Silva will bat with 2 outs. And Baca aboard at first base. 8-6. Southern Maryland leading by 2. Fresh count for Silva. 1 for 3 in the game for him. The Laporte pitch met and fouled back to the screen. No balls and a strike. A 4-run top of the 8th inning. Build on 4 singles and some craziness. Silva looks at a fastball up high. It is 1-1. It was 6-6 with runners at first and second. And nobody out when Laporte came in. It's now 8-6. Those 2 runs have scored. Baca is at first. All on the balk. Silva Stares at ball 2. It is 2 balls and a strike, and you've got a youngster out there that Balk can play on his mind. Two and one. Laporte to Silva. High fly ball left field. Robinson has a long way to go. Still going. And the walls will not contain it. A rare opposite field home run by a lefty at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And it's now a 6-run inning and a 10-6 score. 10th home run of the season for Ruby Silva. And this inning has gotten out of hand. It appeared to be over in a tie. Now 6 are home. 10-6 Southern Maryland, and the batter will be David Harris. An unbelievable turn of events in the top half of the 8th inning. Shell shock setting in.
Right-faded David Harris.
The balk turned everything around. The Barnstormers were about to step in. They were running to the dugout. A great play by Hoover on the ground ball off the bat of Baca. It was going to be 6-6. Then a run scores on the balk. Baca singles in another. Silva homers to drive in 2. And a ball is up and away on David Harris, 1-0. Southern Maryland leading by 4, and once again the Barnstormers have given up double digits. Ball 2 is low, 2-0. For the 23rd time this year, the opposing team has gotten to 10. Remember, Silva drove in 7 runs here last Sunday. 2 more tonight. 2-0 on Harris. Laporte has gotten completely out of rhythm, and it's 3-0. Ball 4 is issued, and Southern Maryland is batted around here in the 8th inning. Crosby started this with a base hit that just cleared Rondon. And now the bullpen will go back to work for the Barnstormers with Jeff Bianchi and Troy Steffi now calling the shots. Foul ball, and Peroni got clipped by that one also. A 6-run top half of the 8th inning. Single, 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 walk, some wild pitches woven in. Then the popped up bunt, the Barnstormers were able to get an out. And the training staff, which has already had to tend to Anderson De La Rosa tonight, now must work on Anthony Peroni, and the Barnstormers will be out of catchers if Anthony is unable to continue. I don't know who goes back there. I really don't. I have no answer to that question. The foul tip from Crosby took a chunk out of Peroni. You have to look at people who throw right-handed. Who goes back there? Schumpert? Peroni has to stay in there. Harris, the runner at first. Crosby batting, no balls and a strike. When this half inning started, we were looking at conceivably getting this game in under 3 hours. It's now already over 3. This has gone on for about half an hour. Popped up by Crosby. Peroni coming back near the screen and unable to latch on. And the Barnstormers still can't escape this nightmarish top of the 8th. Crosby bats at 0-2. The balk will be memorable, leading to the first ever ejection of Ross Peoples. And high to Crosby. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs in the inning, 5 hits. And oh, that balk. One, 2 now. Crosby looks at an off-speed pitch up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 runs off Espinal, 2 off Laporte. Here comes the 2-2. Crosby looks at strike 3 on the inside corner. It's finally over, but Southern Maryland breaks through for 6 runs on 5 hits. No errors officially. And there was the 1 runner left on base. The balk was everything. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Barnstormers still have 2 shots left, but Southern Maryland now leads 10-6.
Barnstormers help to make Lancaster a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you for coming out today to support the team.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gochnauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gochnauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gochnauers.com. Thanks for your support.
Southern Maryland goes to the bullpen for a right-hander, which was necessitated with the pinch hit appearance for Matt Hibbert nearly a half an hour ago. And it is right-hander Andres Briseño coming in. Southern Maryland with a chance to tie up this season series at 5-5. The Blue Crabs have never won it, although in 5 different seasons there has been an even split down the middle between the Barnstormers and the Blue Crabs. Dugan, Peroni, and Hoover scheduled against Briseño here in the 8th. Matt Latos would be going in the 9th inning if necessary. But this tight, reasonably low-scoring game has turned into absolute chaos in the top of the 8th. Remember, not only 5 hits, one of those could have gone down as an error, but it looked, again, like it took a tricky hop around the second base position, just like Alleman's own ground ball did in the top of the inning. And then 2 wild pitchers, the balk. No balk, and it's 6-6. And the Barnstormers are batting to break the tie. And they would have been up a while ago. Kelly Dugan is 1 for 3 tonight with 2 runs batted in. He will lead off against Briseño. The first pitch breaks to the plate and strike 1. Briseño has been marvelous as the setup man for Stan Clyburn this year. He is 2-2 with a 2.05 ERA. Tough to hit. Ball high, and to Dugan, it is 1-1. And the one advantage Southern Maryland has, and I pointed this out before, is that they can keep their bullpen lined up into slots because their starters go deeper than anybody else's. Popped up to third, foul territory for McAdams. Second time Dugan has done that tonight. 1 out in the 8th. And Anthony Peroni will step in. Anderson De La Rosa had been 0 for 2, and also he's been hit by a pitch. Good night for the Barnstormers again offensively. Well, under normal circumstances, maybe not this year. 6 runs on 10 hits, but most nights right now, that is just not enough. What a crazy year, and another nutty game tonight. 1 out, Peroni the batter. His average is up to 267. Briseño sweeps a breaking ball in there and gets ahead at 0-1. As it stands right now, the win would go to Diaz and the loss to Espinal. Fastball up and away. Peroni at a ball and a strike. Jake Hoover, at least we got to see what he is capable of doing defensively. That was a terrific play he made on Blackstone, charging that ground ball. Now Lancaster with additional action in the bullpen. I think that is Brent Teller working. To Peroni, 1-1. It stays high. 2 balls and a strike on Anthony. "45 pitches were thrown in the top half of the 8th inning, but it was the one that wasn't a pitch that may end up being the Barnstormers' undoing in this game. 3-1 now on Anthony. Briseño in 26 1/3 innings has walked 9, struck out 36, and opposing teams are batting only .204 against him. 3 balls, 1 strike. Peroni batting, Hoover on deck, and then you start running the lefties up there. Here's a 3-1. It is on the corner for strike 2. Three balls and 2 strikes now. Payoff is on the way. Peroni with a 1-hopper back to the hill and kind of side saddle. It's handled by Briseño. 2 outs in the inning, and Jake Hoover to the plate, 1 out of 3. West Virginia has defeated York tonight, 8-2. David Kubiak with his first win of the year, beating Duke von Schaman in 2 hours, 26 minutes at Appalachian Power Park. How do they do it there? We played our second shortest game of the season at 2:48 in that yard. Tonight, we're over 3 hours again, right now at 3:10. 2 outs. Jake Hoover digging in. Fastball gets the outside edge. Briseño has Hoover at 0-1. 10-6 Southern Maryland. The Blue Crabs pitching has been adequate tonight, but they're only on their 3rd. Popped up down the right side by Hoover. 3 guys giving chase, and none will succeed. Hoover bats at 0-2. Rendon on deck if Hoover can get anything going here. You still have to run through the gauntlet of left-handed batters in the bottom of the 9th. That is strike 3 called. Everybody knew it. Briseño chalks up the strikeout. He has a 1-2-3 inning, and now we move ahead to the top of the 9th. Southern Maryland leading by the score of 10-6.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
Call today for your free quote.
Brent Teller will pitch the top of the ninth. He is the fifth Barnstormers right-hander to have appeared in tonight's game. Espinal did not get an out. He gave up 3 hits and a walk. All 4 of his runners scored. Also 2 wild pitches. Laporte got the 3 outs in the inning, but he also allowed 2 hits and 2 runs. Walked 1, struck out 2, and of course was charged with that painful balk when it looked like the Barnstormers were out of the inning on a fabulous defensive play. And it took everybody a moment up here to figure out why the Barnstormers were being called back out of the dugout. They were either in the dugout or halfway there, all 9 guys. And Southern Maryland had started to come off the field, and everything got reversed in a hurry. Now here is Josh McAdams facing Teller to start the 9th. Brent, the winner last night, he is 2-0 now. His ERA is 6. It just doesn't seem like it. 17 hits, 8 runs in 12 innings, with 5 walks, 14 strikeouts. To McAdams, he challenged him and swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. McAdams 2 out of 3 tonight. He had a flare into right center field that certainly became part of the problem in that 6-run 8th inning. Rendon, Gindel, Alamond, and the pitcher spot will come up in the bottom of the 9th inning. You've got Schumpert and Torrance available to come in off the bench if you're manager Ross Peoples. No balls and 2 strikes to McAdams. Teller ready to go. He is slightly up and ball 1. There are times Teller gets away with elevating that pitch. He gets some strikeouts up there. McAdams swinging the bat well right now. Was not tempted. He stayed away from it. 10-6 Southern Maryland leading with that 6-run 8th inning. Breaking ball, that will do the trick. Swing and a miss. McAdams goes down. 1 out, and here is the pitcher's spot. And this is going to be Briseno.
Now batting the pitcher, Andres Briseno.
Hibbert switched off from bunting. He was forced to with 2 strikes, hit the ground ball that Alamond was unable to pick cleanly up the middle. But I still think the wild pitch helped to set that up because, first of all, Alamond would have been closer to second base had the runners been at first and second still. 1-0 and taken for a strike, 1-1. And at the very minimum, even at the similar set of circumstances, there would have been a chance at a force out still. As the ball kicked away from Alleman, rolled towards second. Swing and a miss. Teller has Briseno at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Joe DeLuca's on deck, and he still has not been retired tonight. Here's the 1-2. Fouled. Briseno making contact. The count continues. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Laporte had gotten the job done, except for the balk. And then after the balk, quickly the single in the opposite field home run. And it went from 6-6 to 7-6, and then before you could blink an eye, it was 10-6. Fouled away. Briseno fighting to keep his turn at the plate going. Even under the double hook rule, they don't come along that often. One-two pitch. That misses. And we go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Fastball, chopped back toward the hill. Briseno doesn't even run it out, but he's the pitcher, so it's excused. 2 down.
Catcher
Joe DeLuca. A double, a single. He's been hit by a pitch, and he has walked. 2 out of 2 officially, 2 runs batted in. When Blackstone's bunt was popped up last inning, DeLuca was forced out at second because he had no clear view of what happened. So he started to head back to first, thinking that Laporte had caught the ball. That gave the Barnstormers a break, and arguably the break they needed to get out of that inning in a tie. Check swing, ball 1 to DeLuca. I never thought I would see Ross Peoples ejected from a game. His 469th game as a manager in the regular season, I believe. 2-0 now on DeLuca. And the record all but even. Even if this goes down as a loss tonight, I think it's 232 and 237 for Ross. Two balls and nothing. Teller to DeLuca. Fastball by him. It's 2-1. Teller is good stuff. It shows up on the gun 91-92, but it's got late life to it. Hence the 15 strikeouts he's been able to record. 2-1. DeLuca swings and hammers a foul. Headed toward the player parking lot. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it might be time for something other than a fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Time is called. Backing away is DeLuca. Here's the wind. Teller to the plate. High and outside. He has gone the distance. 3-2 on Joe DeLuca. 10-6, West Virginia leading with play in the top half of the 9th inning. Payoff is coming. Fouled to the screen. DeLuca will continue at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, if you look at the Barnstormers roster, whether it's active or inactive players, you've got 5 pitchers whose most recent stop was college. But if you throw in Boydston, pitching in the Umpire League, coming out of Longwood, realistically it's 6. That tells a story of this season as well. Fouled back, 3-2. Teller is one of those. Out of Rutgers. Benny Wanger, and this is why I mentioned the inactive list. Benny Wanger out of the University of Miami. Jordan McCrum out of Pitt. And he's inactive at the moment. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The battle between Teller and DeLuca continues. Three-two and Root. Oh, he pulled the string and got him. Beautiful pitch from Brent Teller. A 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander with 2 strikeouts and a comebacker. So now the Barnstormers get a shot, but they need 4. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Southern Maryland 10 and the Barnstormers 6.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Briseño is asked to close it out for Southern Maryland tonight. Not a save situation for him, nor would it be for Matt Latos. So Briseño will try to get the final 6 outs for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Rendon, Gindel, and Aleman scheduled for the Barnstormers. Then, if anybody's on base, it would be the pitcher's spot. And Jeff Bianchi could go with either Schumpert or Torrance. I think that depends on the circumstances. I think Torrance would probably get the call, but then you're back to Diaz or Robinson. So Briseño's got to get it done against lefties. He handled Dugan, fouled out to third base, leading off the bottom of the 8th. The batter is Rendon. He is 0 for 3. Lancaster carried a 6-4 lead in the top of the 8th inning, and the floodgates open for Southern Maryland, but it would have been a 2-run inning had it not been for the balk call. So in the matter of a twitch, and that's really all, a split second, whether or not Laporte came to a full stop as a strike is delivered to Rendon, this ball game completely turned. It was that quick. It went from 6-6 to 7-6, but really 10-6. Check swing by Rendon. Did he go? He did, says the third base umpire Carmona, and Cleo is down 0-2 here. Barnstormers, again, the 10th time they have played with a 500 record since falling there after the 3-0 start. Half swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Easy play for Baca. Rendon is retired. The last 6 Barnstormers have been set down. Here's Caleb Gindel, 2 for 4 with a run scored. The Barnstormers hotly disputed the balk call. Buzz Albert grew rather impatient with a testy Ross Peoples and threw him out of the game. Something that has never happened before. So you know that the balk had to be just instantaneous. It was how you read it in a key situation in the ball game. To Gindel, a big cut, 0-1. Gindel is in a home run drought. And he has been very streaky with the long balls this year. But the last one came against West Virginia on the 27th. Ball is low. It is 1-1. He hit 2 that night, but none since. He's gone now into the 7th game on this homestand without connecting. Keep in mind he did not play last Sunday. Check swing he held. Gindle's ahead 2-1. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lancaster trailing by 4. 2-1 pitch drops nicely into the zone. Briseño is even with Caleb at 2-2. Barnstormers have not seen a ton of Briseño, but you've seen enough. This is the 3rd time he's been in. He's given up 1 unearned run to Lancaster. Ball 3 on Caleb. A full count with 1 out. Alamand on deck. A 3-hit game for Blake tonight. 7th time this season. Alamand has collected 3 hits in a game. He's having a great homestand. 11 for 29. To Gindle, popped up foul. He'll keep it going. The 3-2 count rides. 1 out, nobody on base. The Barnstormers need 4. Shift no longer on against Caleb. 3-2 pitch. He'll get the walk. That's 1 man on board. Blake Alamand has 2 singles and a double. He has scored a couple of runs here tonight. But part of where this game turned is when Lancaster tried to get him home on the force play up the middle with the diving stop back in the 7th inning. And he was thrown out on the back end of a weird double play. Alamand looks at a breaking ball back to the outside corner for strike 1. It is Devon Torrance with a bat in his hand in the on-deck circle. 1 strike to Alamand, and Blake gets hit. 2 men are on. Alamand was able to turn and not have any damage done. Now Torrance will try to join them on the bases. 8th time Alamand has been hit by a pitch this year. So he is a common target. Torrance bats. The previous pinch hitter, Ladarius Clark, walked. Stan Clyburn is out to have a discussion with Briseño. This is the first visit out of the dugout tonight for Southern Maryland. And he's going to make the switch. Briseño is coming out because it's now a save opportunity for Matt Latos, who has 12. Tying run is now on deck, and that sets it up for Latos. He needs to get 2 outs. We've got the pitching change. We're going to take a break for this.
Hey, $2 bill here, AKA the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
2 men on, 1 out as we motor on with Matt Latos trying to nail down his 13th save of the season for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Caleb Gindel at second. Blake Allemond at first. Briseño giving way to a tall and well-built in terms of overall size right-hander, 6'6", 245, the longtime Major League starter. Now 33 years of age. He's from just across the Potomac River in Alexandria, Virginia. Has used Southern Maryland to keep his career going. Lancaster has beaten Latos at the second game of a doubleheader back on the 12th of June. That was in a tie game, so he has not officially blown a save. 1-1 with a 2.91 earned run average. I was watching Latos warming up to see if he fell off to the first base side. He doesn't. But a bunt for Devon Torrance, still a possibility. McAdams is even with the bag, maybe slightly behind over at third. The first baseman, Crosby, is deep. Gindel and Allemond aboard. The Barnstormers need a third to bring the tying run to the plate. To Torrance, swinging a ground ball pulled foul behind Troy Steffi over at first. No balls and a strike. Diaz is on deck. He has driven in 2 tonight. 10-6 our score. Torrance needs to get on to give Diaz a shot at it. No balls, 1 strike. Torrance looks at a breaking ball for strike 2, and that takes away the bunt chance. I thought he might give it a try. 0-2 to Torrance, batting .267. The next offering, and he goes down swinging, and Diaza now is the final hope for the Barnstormers. Alejandro officially 1 for 3. A run scored and 2 driven in. He now would need to get on for Robinson to take a shot at the right field wall. 10-6. The Barnstormers' last hit was the Bad Hop single for Allemond back in the 7th inning. They've been out hit 13-10 in tonight's ball game. Gindel leads from second, Allemond off first. Diaza trying to extend it. Doesn't matter how he gets on as long as he does, not hitting into any kind of an out. To the inside corner, Latos finds it. There's not a lot of room between the inside corner and Diaza. 0-1 on the Barnstormers center fielder. Lancaster unable to hold on through the 8th inning. If they had had Gabriel Moya available, the story might have been a little different. 0-1, foul tipped, and the Barnstormers now are down to their final strike. 5 pitches, 5 strikes thrown by Latos here in the 9th inning. 10-6, Southern Maryland in the lead. Game 2 of this series tomorrow night at 6:30. Again, Dominic DeSabatino will be making his first start after missing a turn. And he'll match up against Blake Bivens, who was sensational here last Sunday. 0-2, and Diaza pops it up. He got jammed. This should end it. The first baseman, Crosby, with the catch. And Southern Maryland has taken the opening game of this 3-game series. We'll be back with the recap on tonight's contest in just a moment. The final score, Southern Maryland 10 and the Barnstormers 6.
6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. The win goes to Carlos Diaz.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
This is the sound of the kind of thrill ride summer was made for. Here's the sound of another one. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of performance vehicles. Strap in, then hold on tight.
Lease the 2021 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $469 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing.
See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in Lexus Eastern area only and ends August 2nd, 2021.
10-6, Southern Maryland victorious tonight in the opening game of this three-game series. A 6-run eighth inning. The final 4 runs scoring after it appeared that the Barnstormers have gotten out of the inning, but not so fast. A balk was called, and the teams were sent back out onto the field. The balk made it 7-6, and very quickly, within just a handful of pitches, 3 additional runs scored. Southern Maryland with the win tonight. 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 7 left for the Blue Crabs. The Barnstormers 6 runs on 10 hits with 2 errors, 6 runners stranded. The win to Carlos Diaz, 2-0. The loss to Yoel Espinal. He is now 2-6 on the season. Matt Latos, the save, is 13th. Cesar Trejo with the game's starting home run, his 7th of the year. Later on, Ruby Silva went the other way, something you don't see a left-handed batter do very often here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. That was with a man aboard, his 10th home run of the season. Blake Galen connected for the Barnstormers with a man on, also Galen's 10th home run of the campaign. 3 hours, 36 minutes, the time of our game tonight, 37-87. The crowd here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Southern Maryland 2-1 in the second half, 32-29 overall. The Barnstormers dropped to 1-2. And 31-32, the 10th time now that the Barnstormers have tried to break above 500 since they first fell to the 500 mark. Not first, but they were 11-10. They lost to Long Island to drop to 11-11. And ever since then, the Barnstormers have had now 10 chances to break above 500 for the season. They have not done it yet. So tomorrow night, they'll look to get back to 500 at 32-32. Southern Maryland struck first on the Trejo home run to right center field. The Barnstormers counted on a single by Blake Alleman. He stole second, scored on a base hit to the right field corner by Alejandro De Aza. That made it 1-1. Southern Maryland retook the lead in the top half of the second inning. A single by Josh McAdams was followed by a bobble at second base on a possible double play ground ball. Blake Alleman unable to handle the feed from Clea Luis Rondon. Runners were at first and second. They pulled off a double steal, and then DeLuca doubled them both home to make it 3-1. Lancaster would not tie the game until the bottom half of the fourth inning. Alejandro De Aza walked to lead off. Trayvon Robinson followed with a double to right center field over the head of Ruby Silva. And then Kelly Dugan singled into left center field, driving them both home. Lancaster would take the lead in the bottom of the fifth inning. Alleman with a double to right center leading off. Blake Galen cleared the tents in straightaway right field, his 10th home run of the season. And his first day back from the Tokyo Olympics, he made it 5-3 Lancaster. Southern Maryland loaded the bases with 1 out against Niall Ball in the 6th inning. Kent Blackstone grounded to first to drive 1 home. It's Cesar Trejo flied out harmlessly to right field. Ball was out of the inning with the 5-4 lead. The Barnstormers would get their 6th and final run in the 7th inning, loading the bases on 2 singles and a walk. Alejandro De Aza hit a ground ball that appeared destined for center field. Kent Blackstone was able to flag it with a dive, make a backhanded feed to Michael Baca. 1 run scored on the play, but then with the Blackstone down, Baca sort of sprawling for the force out. The Barnstormers tried to score Alamund as well. He was cut down at the plate, and that kept it a 6-4 ball game. The top half of the 8th inning was painful all the way around. It started with singles by Alex Crosby to left center, Josh McAdams to right center field, a wild pitch while Matt Hibbert was trying to lay a bunt down, move the runners ahead to second and third. Hibbert then hit a ground ball on the right side. It went down as a base hit. Alleman unable to field it cleanly. That made it 6-5 with runners at first and third. and nobody out. A walk filled the bases. Actually, before that, a wild pitch made it 6-6. A walk added a second runner. So it was first and second with nobody out when Tyler Laporte came in. The ball game was already tied. Kent Blackstone popped up a bunt. Laporte sprawled after it. Couldn't make the clean catch, but Joe DeLuca did not know that he hadn't made the clean catch. And DeLuca was headed back to first base. The Barnstormers able to get the force out at second. Trejo struck out looking, and the Barnstormers had gotten to a situation first and third. Blackstone then stole second base. So it was second and third with 2 outs in the 8th inning in a 6-6 tie. Michael Baca at the plate. Baca had a slow ground ball to third. Jake Hoover made a terrific play, fired to first, got the out. The Barnstormers headed to the dugout, but wait a minute. Buzz Albert called a balk on the play. That scored the third run of the inning. Hibbert coming across to make it 7-6. The balk call led to the first ever ejection of manager Ross Peoples, and it also led to 3 more Southern Maryland runs. Baca came through with a single to center, given the second chance. Ruby Silva unloaded the opposite field 2-run homer. The Barnstormers unable to counter. Southern Maryland takes this one by the 10-6 score. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League tonight, it was 8-2. West Virginia over York. David Kubiak over Duke von Schaman. Gastonia has defeated Lexington 5-3. William Kerwin picking up the win to go to 4-5. Jeff Thompson the loser. And 7-4, Long Island over High Point this evening. Joe Iorio goes to 7-1 with the win. Cooper Cassad taking the loss to fall to 5-1. So around the Atlantic League tonight, for those of you who are counting, there were 45 runs scored, and 2 of the 4 games got in under 3 hours. The average time of game tonight was just a half a minute beyond the 3-hour length. So it doesn't appear, based on tonight, that moving the mound has had any effect on play here in the Atlantic League. If you look at the overall scope of the last 3 nights, maybe it has lengthened the time of game and increased the offense just a notch. Again, we're going to wait for 7 games to go by and compare the data with the last 7 games played in the first half and see where we stand as far as if this has altered play in the Atlantic League at all. What we do know is for the 23rd time this season, the Barnstormers have allowed double digits in a ball game, and this terrific offense, which leads the league in runs scored, has done its share, but the Barnstormers can't get the pitching staff settled down. Niall Ball giving Lancaster his second straight fine start here tonight. Donald Goodson, a clean inning, but the Barnstormers unable to hold on the rest of the way, and they fall 10-6. Tomorrow night, Dominic DeSabatino, who shares the league lead in wins with Darrell Thompson, comes out to try and improve to 8-3. He is 7-3 on the season. He will match up against Blake Bivens, 1-1. 6:30 tomorrow night. We'll have it once again for you at 6:25 here on the Barnstormers YouTube channel. Fireworks will follow the game here tomorrow. So until then, for all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, our video producer Ryan Cortazzo, and our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone. And come tomorrow, we'll see you at the ballpark.